In saying that, I just quickly want to, I know a lot of you, and some of you even personally, and some of you I also don't know. So I would like to just get a sense of where you're to in your business right now, and if you have a marketing funnel already existing in your business, and where you're to in that specific process. I mean, here today we're going to be going through how to set something up in less than 7 days, and which may seem impossible when you look at all the different pieces. But I've been able to, over the last year, after working with over 300 entrepreneurs to help them implement their marketing funnels in their business, create a methodology so you can get started. Because I think one of the biggest daunting bits, I would say, of the marketing funnel, and being able to have lead generation in your business is just quite literally getting started and knowing what works and what doesn't work. So you're going to be able to leave here with a specific methodology. Thankfully, I'm recording this, so that I can, allow, as long as you're here, be able to go through and review it after. And as I promised, this is very much hands-on. I've tried to strip out as much theory as possible, because I don't know about you, but as an entrepreneur, myself at least, I don't particularly love theory. I love execution, and my intention is for you to be able to leave here with a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more experience, so that when you go to do it yourself, you can do that as quickly and easily as possible. So, with that said, let's look at some of the comments in terms of what you guys do, and what you're all about. I'm pretty excited for this. This is our biggest webinar. I think our biggest webinar so far in 2016. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's brand new. I've literally have never shown this to anybody outside of my writer that went through it beforehand. So this is the first time that I've really presented this to absolutely anybody. So I'm interested. Would love your feedback at the end. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that I can impact as many entrepreneurs with this information so they can use it to grow their business. All right. Let's see what we have here. Hey, Scott, great to hear your voice again. Sounds like you're all better. New to marketing funnels. I'm interested in learning more. Hey, Eli. Myself and Eli, we were actually we were down at a conference, Michael Port's event last week, and I got deathly sick. And my voice, I sounded like a frog, and it was not fun at all. So, Eli, I guess you're back in Israel now. From Germany. We got, thank you for the recording. I can replay, focus on it, and then implement. Awesome, Peter. Dominic Hurley, intuitive artist and light worker in St. John's. Nice to be here. I'm a media strategist that helps entrepreneurs, and actually, I didn't even realize I don't have my camera on. Hey guys, is it on now? All right, there we go. Hey guys, I always put the camera on at the beginning. I just, just that kind of put that kind of ish picture there of me compared to what I actually look like. So I'm a media strategist that helps entrepreneurs, and most of my sales come from one-on-one contact, like majority of business owners. Unfortunately, looking to automate my sales funnel so I can spend more time on the marketing. Well, you're going to be able to leave here being able to do that. Good afternoon, Mel Edwards, calling in from Indianapolis. I can't believe I actually got that right. I'm so dyslexic. Career and education advisor and author. Is a session being recorded if we cannot stay for the full session? Yes, it is, for those people that are going to be showing up and that type of thing. So people that didn't show up, that don't come in the door, we got something a little bit different for them. But if you're in the door, you certainly can. And we got something from Egypt. That's pretty cool. All right, so listen, guys. We got about 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I want to make sure that everyone can get in the door here and we can have some fun and so on. I want to know, what do you find, or what do you feel is your number one struggle when it comes to actually implementing a marketing funnel into your business? It could be one thing, it could be two things, but I just want to, I for the most part, understand after working with everybody, but I'd love to know your own personal challenge, your own personal struggle with actually being able to implement that into your business. I'm just going to take a quick drink while we do that. We got Jonathan. Hey, how you doing, brother? He says writing content is difficult. trying to place ads. Number one struggle is content flow and what content to use step from from Tom. I get conversions to website views, but struggle to get them to sign up to the email list. That is, a very, very popular one, Andrew. We got Paul says as well, can't get Facebook ads to actually convert into email signups. Again, this is all what we're going to be covering today. Jonathan from Sydney, Australia. Hey, Jonathan. Executive coach, want to go online with leadership management training for new leaders in the corporate office. Doing Take's Moore's program is a really good program, by the way, to help set up my online business and enhance my existing face-to-face business. And the difficulty is the whole lead gen and conversion process. I have quite a few friends in Take's pro. I think I got his name, pronouncing his name wrong, but some friends of mine are in his program, and amazing reviews of what he's doing. So I'm sure you're in good hands there. Hopefully, I can enhance some of the stuff that he's showing you. No one is buying these days. All right. I'll go ahead and prove that one wrong from the get-go, but I can understand that may be the situation or feel like the situation that you're in. I need to take time away from customer service in order to work on my funnels. Every time I work on funnels, my clients suffer poor service. It's a fun balancing act. There's really, that actually happens a lot, especially when you're under $250,000 in your business. When you're under $250,000 in your business, you have this continuous cycle, and until you actually have marketing funnels active into your business, it's very difficult to get out of that because you're constantly going from customer service to getting new business, getting new leads, going back to customer service, fulfilling. And it's a really, it's a little bit of a rat race. So not good from that perspective. And hopefully we can get you having that marketing funnel out there, at least the initial part, so that you can start getting back to, having that constant flow of leads coming in. Flow of funnel, start big ticket, then offer contingencies or start small and lead up to the big ticket. But often people hide in the small, cheaper items. Certainly they do. That's the whole value ladder idea. And, there's very different ways to do it. I'm not going to be talking about that, Ryan, specifically today. I have a great blog post on GoInfinitus about that. But it's about not particularly always starting with the big ticket item and working down, but rather targeting people based on their behavior instead, because that's going to allow you to do a whole lot more. My biggest struggle is a disconnect between marketing and the product. I know if a potential client meets with me, I have a good chance of conversion, but without it, you're not. And that's a very, very, very common problem. All right, guys, listen, I got a wall of text here. And I would love to go through them. But I want to be able to start as closely on time as possible. So with that said, if you guys are all ready to go, I'm going to turn off my camera. I'm going to turn it back on during the Q&A session at the end, and we will get started. I'm looking forward to this. Just give me a second. I'm going to turn the camera off, and we'll get going. All right, guys. So today I'm pretty excited about this, largely because this is brand new. The content's brand new. What I'm going to be showing you is brand new. And we've been able to prove to ourselves that we are able to put together a funnel in less than 7 days. We've been able to prove that you can get conversions and very great qualified leads and be able to turn strangers into potential customers. So I'm going to be teaching you today the proven pattern that's going to reverse and almost make you lucky in online marketing. And we're going to reverse engineer luck. And this exact step-by-step formula in the screen share style is going to allow you to understand how to use online marketing. And I mean, we're getting into some of the actual gritty parts. I'm trying to get away from the theory as much as possible. I got about 10 minutes of theory, and the rest of it is 100% actual execution and showing you how instead of just showing you the why. So in saying that, the beginning of this presentation, we're going to be talking about our Infinitus SSF model. If you are here and you're familiar with the SSF model, which is quite more than likely you are, if you're on our email list, you've heard of the SSF method. And it's our method of understanding the leads that are coming in and understanding who needs what at the end of the day. So we're going to be going through that. It's going to be about 10 minutes of that stuff just to make sure that we're all reacquainted on that. And, perhaps you don't know me yet. If you don't, then I want to make sure that we start there. And then we're going to go through exactly step by step, day by day, how you can implement your marketing funnel in less than 7 days so you can start having leads come through the door. So for those that don't know me, I help you grow your business past 7 figures when you're typically at between 50,000 to $250,000. And I do that by helping you implement and teaching you how to use online marketing funnels. Okay, so my background largely has been in marketing agencies. I've been in online marketing for just over 12 years. And in that time, I've been able to help some really, really interesting companies and been able to build 4 of my own 7-figure businesses, including this right here. So it's really, really interesting. And I think you're going to see some really cool stuff where I've been able to make mistakes. I've been able to spend a bunch of money to understand how things work. I've been able to work with so many entrepreneurs and see what's worked and what doesn't work. And today you're going to learn a lot about that. So today you're going to learn how to plan and build and launch a lead generation funnel in 7 days. The strategy that I'm going to be using and that you're going to be using will essentially allow you to turn strangers into potential customers. And there's a very specific reason why I don't say actual customers. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. Okay. So along with that, I'm going to be showing you the action plan and the action steps after each step. Okay, so there's about 8 steps in here, and there's action steps after each that if you take them, you will be able to build this marketing funnel in about 7 days, less than 10 hours across 7 days. Okay, so not 10 hours a day, literally over the 7 days, less than 10 hours. So you may be asking, hey, listen, you know what? I've heard about marketing funnels. I'm here. I may have a marketing funnel, but why is it important? Well, online marketing is only going to become more and more expensive as it's used more and more. And along with that, if you need more qualified leads in your business, then this is the way to be able to do it. Instead of having to go and rely on luck, referrals, networking, proposals, you can use this. Along with this, your marketing doesn't have to be perfect. Your online marketing doesn't have to be perfect. It simply needs to have a positive ROI, and you continually build upon it, build upon it, build upon it. I see people take 6, 9, 12 months to develop their marketing funnels, and then they go out and they launch it, and it falls flat on its face, and it's because they didn't properly test each piece of it as they were going through it. And this here, the 7-day funnel, allows you to go out and test a crucial piece, which is being able to bring in and develop an audience and being able to bring strangers to knowing who you are and nurturing them into potential customers. And along with this, you and I know that online marketing can change your life. You see the stories, you see your peers, you see your competitors in the marketplace being able to use this stuff. And it feels like a little bit of a myth sometimes, because when you go to do it, when you go to actually use it, the results aren't sometimes and almost all the time not what you expect. So there are a few house rules for today. Number 1, I'm in downtown Toronto here in Canada, and the traffic lights are actually out on the intersection that I'm on. So there's all kinds of horns beeping, and I live right next to the fire department as well. So if the fire department comes by, I'm just going to put myself on mute for 10-15 seconds, and it'll be no big deal, but I just want to give you a heads up on that. So if you're here today and you're present and you're truly here, and you're not just here because you think you want to do marketing funnels or because you just want to grow your business, but you're truly committed to actually growing your business, then I know you're going to be able to get results. Any successful person that I meet, they approach every opportunity to learn as if it can change their entire life, as if it can add 7 figures to their business, regardless if it's a book, regardless if it's a conversation, regardless if it's a webinar or a training, regardless of the fact that you didn't pay to be here. Successful people take every piece of learning and they can actually apply it into their life, even if it's just a small little piece. And I want you to be able to do that today, because that's really what I want. I want to be able to impact people like you, entrepreneurs. So I also want you to realize that you can truly, it's not, a marketing gimmick or, try to get you into a webinar. You can very literally have a marketing funnel up and running in less than 7 days from now. And it's less difficult than you may think. So we're going to be going through all those steps. But I do want to say that there is no magic pill. This isn't particularly a shortcut. And if you expect from 7 days from now to be a millionaire, or even make $100,000, the likeliness is very, very low. Along with that, at the end, and I'm always 100% transparent And from an ethical level, at the end of this, I will give you the opportunity to be able to speed up the process over the 7 days, giving you the pieces that you need that you can plug and play instead of trying to figure it out yourself. So I'm going to give you the entire structure. I'm going to show you how to do it. Then at the end, if you want to be able to use our specific methodology, our specific template, swipe files, the whole 9 yards, our own training on this, and dive deeper into it, then we're going to give you that opportunity. And it's going to be very, very affordable. I think anybody here that if you're a business owner, you're going to be able to afford that. So I just want to say that right from the beginning. Yeah, I just want to, I don't want to poach you at the end or anything like that. There's really great 50, 60 minutes of content here. And then it's up to you if you want to actually speed that process up. So if we're ready to go, just put go in the actual chat box. I'm going to get a quick drink of water, and we'll get started into everything that we're going to be talking about today. All right, we got like a ton of goes. Sweet. I love it. All right, guys, let's do this. So I want to just confess to you a little bit, okay? The results that I'm going to be talking about, what I'm going to be talking about, the fact that I'm here today, being able to show you what you are going to be learning is just simply due to the fact that I've spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, being able to see strategies work and not work, both for myself, my clients, my customers, over the past 12 years. And so it's taken me those years to be able to create this unfair advantage. And what is really great is today you're able to take all of that and in less than 60 minutes, be able to take just a little slice that you can implement and put on top of your business to be able to create that own unfair advantage for yourself. So I'm really, really super excited for that for you. And I'm a little bit envious of you, to be honest, because I wish that there were somebody to, guide me a little bit more when I was in this business at the earlier part, when I was an earlier part of being an entrepreneur. And, for the most part, we know what works and we know what doesn't now. But it wasn't like that by any stretch of imagination in my entrepreneurial past. So this may be you today. You may be 100% relying on luck today. If you 100% rely on luck, which is referrals, networking, and proposals, just say luck in the comment box real quickly. I just want to see how many people, out of the people that are here, actually rely on luck. And listen, guys, it's totally okay. I relied upon luck for my own business up until about 24 months ago. And it was a really, really scary time. You had these ups and downs, and the feast and famine was just, I could barely even deal with, right? So, let's see. We got all kinds of luck. Well, you know what? I don't know about you, but I don't particularly believe in luck. I believe the harder I work and the more passion I put into something and the more I dedicate myself, the luckier I get. But I think that luck is manufactured. And I think we're going to be luckier in our businesses after today. But in saying that, at the same time, I don't want you to rely on luck in your business. Now, number two, if you have a marketing funnel or you've been tinkering with online marketing, I should say, if you've been tinkering with online marketing, boosting a post, doing a little bit of email marketing, but it just hasn't been working, just put in the actual comment box, no ROI. And I want to know if you've just been in a situation where, you're doing everything that the experts are telling you. You may have bought a program here or there and, or maybe you're, reading tutorials online and all this type of stuff. It's just, you just can't get an ROI whatsoever. It's just, you feel like this is just a 100%, scam, and that online marketing really doesn't work. So just put that in real quick. No ROI, right? I can't even get started. I want to replace luck with a faucet I can turn on and off. So do I, Jonathan. I love that analogy. And the last one, you may be here and you may have a marketing funnel that, again, you've developed it, you've based it on the best that you think that is out there, but it's just simply not working. And if it's doing that, just say it's not working. Just put it in the comment box. And it's cool. It's interesting because I had a bunch of no's. And then I had a little bit more, about half of the people are tinkering with it. It'll be interesting to see how many people are not getting any ROI. So, yeah, all right. Sounds good. So here's my promise. Within the next 75 minutes, you'll know how to build a funnel in less than 7 days. Let's get started. Let's go. Let's look at the typical business. I just pulled this from online real quick. The typical business has a business website, or maybe you get business through Facebook groups. You may have this little subscribe box in the bottom right that really never gets any love or attention whatsoever. And if someone wants to actually do business with you, if somebody actually wants to contact you, or really, any type of your services, they really got to be, they really got to be out there, don't they? They really have to work for it. You're not telling them, you're not going out there and actually adding any value. You're like, come in and here's all of our services, buy our stuff. And that doesn't work. And then you get to the contact page and, this happens. I mean, what am I even contacting them about? And this pertains to a huge percentage of businesses. And, it's great to have a website. Wonderful have a website. But one of the funny things, when someone comes to me, and I used to be in the web development business for like 9 years. And when someone comes to me now and says, I'm building my website and then I got to get my marketing funnel. That's backwards. I believe in 2016 that your marketing funnel is way more effective than your actual website. So I want to just very quickly just say yes if you know what a marketing funnel is, and say no if you don't know what a marketing funnel is, okay? I'm going to tie this back in with that example real quick. I just want to make sure of who knows and who doesn't know what a marketing funnel is. All right, we got all kinds of yeses. We got some no's. Yes times 100. I love it. So this is what it typically looks like. You have an ad on Facebook. Somebody clicks that ad on Facebook. They go to a landing page. Okay, so the ad is relevant to a specific demographic. They go to Facebook, or say they go to the landing page, and they see something, and okay, request a call. All right, well, that doesn't really, okay, cool. I'll request a call. Then they get this. They get an email. Might be a couple of emails, and then they go into this huge mail distribution, which is fine, I guess. And then maybe they go into a webinar. Now, this isn't any particular funnel. I literally just took all those images off of Google Image because quite literally, I don't work with anyone that has the typical funnel. But this Facebook ad to a landing page, to your email, to a webinar, does not work, okay? If you do that, you're going to spend so much money that you will never, ever get a return on investment. You'll literally just throw out money. And particularly, a marketing funnel doesn't mean that you actually have to pay money to Facebook or Google to actually be able to get a return on investment. It can be simply a layer on top of your website. Perhaps you have great SEO. Perhaps you have a blog or a podcast or a YouTube series that's doing really well. Just because you don't have money in perhaps your marketing budget to use paid advertising doesn't mean that having a marketing funnel is a bad thing or that you have to have paid advertising. I simply talk about paid advertising because it's the easiest to scale. I can turn it on and off at any given point, and within an hour, it's starting to work. Whereas more organic traffic with marketing funnels, coming from Google, coming from YouTube, or from just regular Facebook groups or whatever the situation may be, is a little bit slower. So 99% of entrepreneurs, when they come and actually have a marketing funnel, they end up having a marketing funnel like I just explained. And the problem is that they're missing out on more than 80% of their potential leads. And the 80% of their leads are the actual ones that can profit them, that can allow them to have that hockey stick growth in their actual business. And I particularly believe that people just honestly, we need to be smarter. And the problem that 99% of those marketing funnels don't work is because the marketing is only relevant to the person that's ready to buy today. And we call these guys fast laners. They're 20% or less than 20%, about, somewhere between 3 to 20%, depending on your market, niche, and where your traffic's coming from. But there's this huge other pie of 80% that no one's really talking about. Nobody's even trying to capture it. Guess what? That's where the dollar bills are. That's where your profit is. That's where you can get to the next level in your business. And instead of having, linear growth, you can have explosive exponential growth in your actual business. And the fact that people don't do this, I quite literally believe it's just insanity. They keep on doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results when in reality, it doesn't make sense that they would get different results. So it really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now, there's three different lanes or three different types of leads. We have our sidewalkers, our slow laners, and our fast laners. And think about these people from a psychological perspective, okay? And this is the theory part. So if you glaze over here a little bit, I won't blame you. I won't, I won't call on you for it whatsoever. You're going to get it a little bit more as we go along and as we get into the 8 and 9 steps that we're going to go into. But every single lead, every single person you hear today are either in the sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane. All right. And let's talk about them in a little bit. So the sidewalk. So sidewalk leads are in the low obligation and problem-oriented mindset. So what does that mean? Well, the low obligation means that quite literally, they're not going to give you a whole lot of time. They may spend 2 or 3 minutes on an article or 4 or 5 minutes on a PDF download. But I guarantee you, if you were in the sidewalk today, you wouldn't come to this webinar because you wouldn't take 60, 90 minutes out of your day to listen to me talk about marketing funnels because you don't know, like, and trust me enough. And if you didn't believe that marketing funnels and business growth were a problem in your business, you definitely weren't here. You definitely wouldn't be here. And so the mindset in the sidewalk and what we always are looking at when we're using online marketing is being able to go out and find people that quite literally don't understand the problem that they have. They don't understand the problem that they have that you provide a painkiller for. So the example, for example, is you may be here today and maybe 1% of you may have not realized that you were relying on luck. Maybe you didn't realize that online marketing could be as powerful. And by the end of this, maybe you're in the slow lane. And the core question we have to ask ourselves when we're trying to develop our lead generation from a psychology perspective is how can we bring this person from having absolutely no knowledge about the pain in their life, their business, their relationship, whatever it may be, and make it as relevant as possible as a pain in their life and their business so they recognize it. So sidewalkers are about 40 to 50% of all the leads that come in the door. Most companies, most entrepreneurs do absolutely nothing to try to nurture them and bring them to the slow lane. And it's so easy to do that. So in the slow lane, slow lane leads are medium obligation. So they'll spend time watching your videos or maybe reading a little bit of an ebook, or maybe they'll do a quiz, or perhaps they'll listen to your podcast. But these people will spend 5 to 30 minutes at a time digesting your content, digesting your expertise, your authority. And they're in the process/knowledge-based mindset. So they're thinking, I understand the problem, but I don't truly understand the process behind it. So I need knowledge. I need to become an informed buyer. And so the example here is you being here today and realizing that you rely on luck in your business. You have high and low lows in your business. Ups and downs, and feast and famine is something that you're very, very understanding of, and it's relevant in your life. And it actually stops you from being able to grow your business because you're not able to just wake up in the morning and know that there's a new dozen people that possibly want to work with you. So these people, they need to understand and have knowledge. So majority of you right now here on this webinar today are actually in the slow lane. And you're at the upper echelon of that slow lane, going towards the fast lane. Now, the core question that we need to ask ourselves here is what knowledge and process information does someone need to have in order for them to be able to understand and logically make a decision, because logic comes before emotion. As soon as we've checked that little tick, someone's mind, that this is a logical decision, now we can get to the fast lane. And this is where the sale happens. And in the fast lane, this is the high obligation. I can bring you onto a webinar. I can keep you here for an hour or 2 hours. I can get you on the phone. I can get you to fly to a seminar. I can get you to all these different types of things happen in the fast lane. Because fast lane leads are high obligation, but they're now in the solution-oriented mindset. And they're thinking, what are the conditions that I need to have met for me to be able to have this solution? What is the outcome? And this, of course, is where you can use the imagination. This is where you can go to the next level of being able to paint a very vivid picture for life after working with your company or buying your product. So the example is perhaps you're here, you understand that you're relying on luck, you understand that you need a marketing funnel, but you don't have $10,000 to hire a consultant to be able to do it. So the core question here is what conditions need to be met for this person to purchase from me become an advocate of me, and why wouldn't they? So the traditional marketing funnel is this really, honestly, stupid idea of being able to toss everybody into the same content, being able to toss everybody into the same marketing funnel, trying to sell everybody the same thing, and it really doesn't work. What we truly need is 3 marketing funnels that actually work together, allowing us to change people's lanes based on their behavior, based on what they're interested in, based on what they click on, based on what they contact us on. And it allows us to build 3 separate funnels, which means that every one of those 3 funnels, our sidewalk, our slow lane, and our fast lane, needs to be able to deliver the right message at the right place, at the right time for that leads mindset. Now, the beauty of all this, it happens completely, 100% automatically after it's built. And that's the SSF method. So today, we're going to be diving into the sidewalk. And in less than 7 days, you can develop your sidewalk entire marketing funnel. Now, why would you not develop the slow lane and the fast lane all in one go? 1, it takes a lot more time. But 2, if you can get people into your sidewalk marketing funnel, and you can prove to yourself that you can get leads for $1, $2, maybe even $3, that proves a concept. And honestly, the number 1 reason is because it puts a little bit of fire under your ass. Because people are coming through and you know and you understand that they have a pain point and you solve that pain. And because if you develop a sidewalk marketing funnel, you can nurture complete strangers into potential customers. So we're going to dive into what we here at Infinitus develop for ourselves in the sidewalk funnel and what we help our customers do with their sidewalk funnels. Now, we're not going to get into the slow lane today. We're not going to get into the fast lane. So if you're going from here and you're going to have a funnel that actually turns a customer or a complete stranger into a customer in less than 7 days, it's likely not going to happen. It may take 21 days, and 1 to 3% of your sidewalkers will actually turn right into fast laners right from the get-go. And there's a high probability that the people coming into your sidewalk will actually pay for your advertising campaign. But you won't be able to get the high conversion rates that we and our customers do when we have that slow lane and that fast lane. But the beauty of this is that this is the starting point. So I want to bring you through step by step while someone is beeping their horn outside like crazy. I want to bring you step by step what we do to be able to bring people into our sidewalk for very, very, very cheap. And then I'm going to be showing you step by step how to do it yourselves. So with that said, does that make sense to everyone? If we're ready to go, let's just push go, type go into the question box. I just got to get a drink of water and we'll get started. All right, we got goes and all kinds of thumbs up. I love it. All right, guys. So our journey starts at content marketing, the famous no ROI type of marketing that I honestly didn't believe for a long time had any ROI whatsoever. But when content marketing gets joined with a marketing funnel, it is a powerful, powerful beast. So here we have just an example article. And this one here is one that we advertise on Facebook. So we take an article, we dress it up, we make it look nice, and then we put it on Facebook and we try to get some clicks to it. And we get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. In March, we're going to be doing 50,000 to 100,000 clicks to our website with different articles. And then we go back to them, and now that they've gone to our website, now they see us as a little bit of an authority. They've spent 2 to 3 minutes on our website. They've thought about something, and this could be 2 days later, and now they see the ad. Now beforehand, same picture, or just a different call to action. Now we give them this little sidewalk lead magnet, a little 7-page guide on a landing page, a little bit like this. So we have some social proof of, Entrepreneur Magazine, all these different types of things. But more importantly, we're giving them something that possibly is a pain in their life. Discover the simple but weird online marketing lead generation formula and how you can join thousands of others using this method for effective online marketing funnels. So we're targeting people that understand what a marketing funnel is, but particularly may not have one that's effective. They've tinkered with it, and they even know how to do it, but they're a lot like many of you that are here today. And then we follow up with them, a starting email. And then we put them into this email funnel. And now we start to actually track what they click on, what they're interested in, what their behavior is, what they're going to do. We can track which pages of the website they go to, how many times they actually go to the website, and start to develop trends to understand, such as the typical person visits our website 11 times and is tagged 23 times before they purchase our full-on program. That's pretty powerful statistics, isn't it? So then we have other articles, such as, this one we launched a couple of days ago, how to make a sexy lead magnet for less than $25. And we go on Facebook and we put that there. And it's a value first approach. In the sidewalk, we're not trying to sell anything. We're not trying to say, hey, listen, here's our stuff. Because in 2016, hey, here's my stuff, no longer works. The person needs to see you as an authority. The person needs to be in the fast lane. And if the person's not in the fast lane, you're going to spend a lot of money trying to turn a stranger into a customer. And that stranger needs to understand and know who you are before you can turn them into a customer. And then we even bring them into our Facebook group. And the beauty of our Facebook group, between 30 to 40% of the people that come into our Facebook group actually become a customer in the first 30 days. But what's more important is we never ever actually sell in there. We don't pitch in there. It's just simply a place of value. And using this strategy, we're able to get 5-cent clicks, 60-cent conversions, and 50% conversion rate on our landing page. Compare that to the typical industry average of 30 cents to $1 clicks, $3 to $8 conversions of a PDF lead magnet, and 10% conversion rates, and you can see why this method works so well. Quite literally, this is the method if you want to win. This is the method if you want to truly utilize online marketing, because we're gone past the point of just being able to throw everybody into one marketing funnel. Because if something's not relevant to someone will never buy it. Someone will never listen. By the end of this training, a percentage of you will see what I have shown you here and say that that's relevant for my business. And another smaller percentage, because majority of you are in the slow lane and the fast lane, will say, you know what, that isn't relevant for me. I don't like Scott, or I don't like this methodology, or I don't understand enough. And my chances of ever being able to work with you as a customer then significantly decreases. But if I bring majority of slow laners and fast laners, you guys, onto this webinar and present an idea and show you it and show you how to execute it, the chances that I'm now relevant in your life are significantly higher. So we need to make sure that we're bringing the right person into the right lane of our marketing funnel. And with the sidewalk marketing funnel, the one that we're going to start right now and diving into it, we need to make sure that we're not selling on the very first day, because that doesn't work anymore. So I want to ask, what do you believe is the biggest problem with online lead generation? What do you think the number one thing is that people struggle with? I know what you struggle with, but I want you to, what do you think as an overall entrepreneurs, everybody that's in this room, that the hundreds of people that are in this room right now, what do you believe is the biggest struggle, the biggest problem with online lead generation? Not finding my target audience. Flooded market with large fake promises. What is hockey stick growth? Hockey stick growth is essentially exponential growth. So it kind of looks like a hockey stick. Strong content, gaining the interest of audience, creating quality content. There's so many choices and expert opinions. I agree with you, Andrew. Getting clicks but not conversions. Cost too much. To bring people to be interested. Getting attention from the right prospects and building authority and trust. Getting user attention. People are selling crap. All of those are very, very much true. So I believe the biggest issue that people have when they're getting started is that they don't take a strategy and actually execute it to its full potential, because they cut it off far too short. They go ahead and they, listen to this guru or take this program or take this course, and they do it for a week. They launch a campaign, and if it doesn't work from day one, They say, oh, well, you know what? This doesn't make any sense. This must not work. And as an entrepreneur, let me take my hat off of, my unbiased hat. I understand you. Spending money online and not seeing that instant return is really, really, it hurts. So what I'm about to show you today, if you implement it and you expect results in the first 2 days, you probably should get off this webinar. What I'm about to show you, if you implement and you give it weeks, months, it doesn't have to cost a whole lot of money. It will work. We've reverse engineered human psychology when it comes to online marketing. There's no guesswork. So I want to put that as a disclaimer, because out of everything else, that is the biggest problem. When you go to actually develop your marketing funnel, you start listening to this person or that person, because there's so many different ways to do this, so many different strategies. Scarcity mindset just kicks in. And as soon as that scarcity mindset kicks in, you start second guessing every last decision. And it doesn't work. All right. The first step, which a few people actually said here, of developing your sidewalk marketing funnel, is understanding the actual pain. Step 2 is creating the content relevant to that pain. We're going to go through all these in depth here. The third is creating an offer, a lead magnet, to alleviate the pain for that customer. The fourth is being able to present that offering. The fifth is being able to create the actual specific audience, which is a little bit different than being able to bring in the actual potential leads. And then we need to make sure we nurture that relationship, optimize your marketing, and the last step is making profit. Okay? So you don't profit before you optimize. You optimize before you profit. And whenever we launch a marketing campaign, our only goal at the beginning is to be able to make it so that it breaks even, so that we can take the data and analyze it and understand where we went right and where we went wrong. So I don't want you to be here right now and think that this is the $1 million thing that's going to make you a millionaire in a month. This can bring your company to 7 figures over the next 12 to 24 months, but it's a long-term game. One that I play, and if you truly want to be able to serve your audience and your business and be able to fulfill your vision, one that I know you're going to want to deploy yourself. So here's the actual bits. Step 1, understanding our potential customer's true pain point. So quite literally, we can't appeal to someone that we don't know. If we don't know who we're actually targeting, then there's absolutely no way we can actually talk about it. Truly in your business, why does someone want to buy what you sell? What pain do you actually alleviate? So the example for us, I could say, and there's vitamins and there's painkillers. And you have to be a painkiller. You have to position whatever you have as a painkiller. So I could say to you, I do online marketing. And I could be like everybody else that do online marketing. But instead, when I go to someone, I say, I help entrepreneurs that are making $50,000 to $250,000 a year make 7 figures by helping them implement online marketing funnels that allow them to fulfill their dreams and fulfill their vision. That's a painkiller then. And once you understand that you have to present a painkiller and not the product and not the benefits, but the outcome, everything gets easier. All the rest of the steps here are just techniques. But if you don't know your audience, if you don't truly know who you're going after, you're never ever going to be able to get marketing right. Because there's too many people out there. And you're just going to get flooded with having to spend so much money. So knowing your audience, their behaviors, their demographics, understanding them, understanding the true pain, the true things that keep them up at night, and understanding how you can become relevant to that pain. That's what you need. So that's the boring part. That's the theory part. The next 7 steps. This is where it all gets fun. All right. Step 2, creating relevant content. So here's what we want to do. Your sidewalk entire marketing funnel. This is what you want to do. you want to create pieces of relevant content to your actual market. Okay, so pieces of relevant content don't particularly need to actually spell out, hey, I have this product, or hey, I have this product, or hey, I have that product. So for example, we found this really cool hack. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but you may have saw the Facebook ads if you signed up for this, thanking you for actually signing up. Well, that actually increases our show up rates by 20%. That increases our typical show up rate from 42.5% to about 53, 54%. And back in January, when we employed it the first time, it made us an extra almost $6,000 US. So I put this into a little bit of a case study because you know what? If somebody's in the slow lane and they're looking at being able to implement a marketing funnel into their business, a webinar may quite literally be the thing that they want to know a little bit more about because they know that they can sell on webinars and grow their business on webinars. Now, there's no sale on this. I don't have a webinar product. I couldn't sell something from a webinar perspective whatsoever today. But guess what? My customer is going to resonate with this article. And it showed. We were able to get 5-cent clicks, click-through rate of about 7% off of Facebook ads, right? So I can bring people here all day long and then be able to start building a little bit of relationship, being able to build some authority with them. And then, we do some other articles. 10 online marketing lead generation hacks. Steal these, right? Super, super popular article. We were getting about, overall, in our first week of this one, we were getting about 15-cent clicks Canadian. So it's about, 10, 11 cents US. And we'll be able to get that down to about 7, 8 cents based on our current data, okay? So all this is value. There's no real opt-in here by any stretch of the imagination. There's a little content link to celebrate the launch of our 34 marketing funnel conversion hacks, the little $7 booklet we have. But we're not really trying to sell that at the end of the day. We're just putting it there because, the scatter person that's in the fast lane or on the higher end of the slow lane, they might actually want it at the end of the day. And I hear an ambulance coming, so that may, yeah. Give me a second, guys. I do apologize. I've yet to do a webinar. I've yet to do a live training where this hasn't happened. I'm just going to put on mute real quick. Alrighty. I think that was actually the police instead of the ambulance. And then we have ones like this. This was a super popular one. It got shared over 500 times in the first 2 days. And it was the secret Facebook relevancy hack. Again, it had no product on the back end of it. It was quite literally just an article that showed somewhat of what you're going to be learning here today, a piece of what you're going to be learning here today. And it did extremely well. And we do all of this because we can take these audiences, and whoever clicks on this ad has some interest level in what we're talking about. They have some interest level in what you're talking about. And being able to use articles to build trust, authority, and understanding with your potential customer allows you to go back to them and be able to actually be more relevant to them when you actually put a lead magnet in front of them. I think there's a legit fire on the go today. Like a real fire, because this is, I think, the second or third fire truck that's gone by. Just a second, guys. I apologize. I think I'm gonna have to build a soundproof room in my condo. Anyways, so we have these articles that are on the web. We have these articles that that are on Facebook, and they're all getting 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cent clicks. So it's really, really cheap, and it's a source of traffic that we can go out and target our perfect audience without it costing a whole lot of money, and we can actually build these audiences, which we're going to talk about in step 5. So essentially, we're using a blog to increase our authority and increase our relevancy so that when we go back to them, they see us as an authority instead of just spamming their Facebook feed. And this is really, really, really important. Now, here's the deal. I get this all the time. Scott, I don't have a website. Listen, you don't have to have a website to be able to use content effectively. You can actually build a landing page that acts as a blog and just bring people there. Some of the benefits of a website won't be there, such as being able to have all the other blogs on the right hand side, or all these different types of things. But for 3 months last year, we had no website, and there's no problem with that. So Here's some rules that I want you to go through and I want you to understand for your articles. We've tested this, and here's where we're to when it comes to articles, making sure that they perform. Articles must be under 1,000 words in order to be able to perform. So you can't go into deep guides and integrations right from the get-go. Now you can retarget people on the sidewalk with articles that are more deeper guides. But sidewalkers, they're going to spend about 2 minutes on your website. So no more than 1,000 words. We typically go for 500 to 700, but that's because I'm a little bit of a lazy writer. So you also want to link to other relevant content. You want people to get stuck in the content web. They see one thing and they see something else that's relevant. And because the majority of people scan content, it allows them to be able to get to the point where they can see other articles and increase the amount of intimacy that you have with them. You're moving them around your website. You also want to use imagery with your articles, and you want to have 2 or 3 images on the website. Again, people's attention span is less than 20 seconds, less than 30 seconds, and you want to be able to engage that person as much as possible, especially when they have no idea who you are. You also want to use other mediums if possible, such as converting your blogs into videos, into audio, maybe using a slide share, because quite literally only some people read. And if you don't have other mediums, you're not going to get the people that learn via video or audio or more visual. And you need to make sure that whatever you're putting out there is actionable, meaning when they come away from that, they can action it in their business or their life or their relationship or whatever the situation may be. And then it's not an advanced piece, meaning it's not a step-by-step, 29-step type of article, because you're just going to lose people there. So here's the action plan I want you to do right now. I want you to write this down. I want you to write 10 article ideas. And I want you to pick from those article ideas 3 that are most relevant to what you actually do, to the actual showing someone a pain in their business. And then I want you to go ahead and I want you to write those articles, 500 to 700 words, and link them together in line on your website, on your blog. Now, if you don't have a blog, you can do it in your landing page creator. I'm going to show you how to do that, I think, on step 4. And I want you to go ahead and publish that on your website or your landing page builder. And this typically should take you about 2 hours. I don't want you to be perfect about it. I don't want you to care about the fact that it's not a perfect article. Data will tell you what articles that work and what don't work. At the end of the day, we're taking a very lean approach to marketing funnels. Why? Because quite literally, unless you have data, you have absolutely nothing. You have no idea what's going to work. And you have no idea what's not going to work. And my job here today is to be able to get you less than 10 hours, less than a week, be able to put your marketing funnel out. So you're not going to be able to spend 20 hours on your articles trying to make it the best thing in the world. That'll come later once you have some data to see what resonates with people compared to what doesn't. One of those articles will be the dominant one. And you will very, very easily see which one is that dominant article. So now in step 3, now we're going to create an offer or a lead magnet. Who doesn't know what a lead magnet is? I just want to quickly poll here to make sure. If you do know what a lead magnet is, you don't need to type anything in because we got comments going like crazy here. Devani and Aaron on my team are doing a great job of moderating and that type of thing. If you got any questions as we're going along, just pop it in. We'll take care of it in the Q&A. Gareth said, what does it link them together mean? Quite literally, that means being able to cross-link your actual posts. So if you're talking about one thing in one post that relates to another post, you would link that just like large news organizations do. People are used to it and people like it, and it allows people to dive deeper and deeper into your actual website. All right, so I believe everybody knows what a lead magnet is, which is great. So for us, one of our lead magnets is our business growth guide. That's our sidewalk lead magnet. It's a 7-page document that's nicely designed like this here. This is just a screenshot of one of the pages. And the whole point of this is in less than 5 minutes, I want you to be able to present someone a problem and present a potential solution for them and how they can actually fix that, that specific solution. It needs to be actionable. It needs to be less than 5 minutes. It doesn't need to be crazy. You don't want to overthink it. It can be as simple as, this is one of the ones that we're using right now with insane conversion rate, 70% conversion rate on this, which is our 360-degree webinar recall method. And all it is a 3-page guide on quite literally how to implement that thank you hack that gets, an extra 20% of entrepreneurs to show up to our webinars. And it worked extremely well. And it took me less than 15 minutes to put together. No, it doesn't look nice or whatever it would be, but at the end of the day, as long as it's, as long as it's accurate, as long as it's good content, it doesn't have to be the best of the best, because the data will be able to tell you what people actually like. So the whole idea here with your lead magnet, just to go back to this, is you want something such as, so the best lead magnets that work in the sidewalk, there's all kinds of lead magnets. There's about 22 different types of lead magnets. The best lead magnets, and you can write this down, the best lead magnets that work in the sidewalk are something that is low obligation, takes less than 5 minutes. So you're looking at a quiz or some very, very small type of assessment. You're looking at a tip sheet, a 1-page tip sheet or a 2-page tip sheet. You're looking at a guide like this that's less than 10 pages that can be, you can go through it in at the maximum 9 minutes. That's the maximum you're going to have of anybody. The smaller it is, the more content someone will consume. If someone downloads a 2-pager, they're going to read the full thing because it doesn't seem daunting. If someone downloads something that's 9 pages, I can't believe there's another fire truck coming up. If someone downloads 9 pages, they're this is the worst I think this is the worst we've ever had. Just a second, sorry. I think this is actually a record for the number of fire trucks going past. So when it comes to your lead magnet, you want something that is small, because if it's small, it won't be daunting to someone, and they'll see true value in it and the fact that you're not only actually selling them. Now, here's some rules that I want you to take to heart when you're doing this. It has to be low obligation. It must explain some idea, concept, or actual piece of information. And for God's sakes, do not brag or put literally one sentence about what you do and what you're all about. You do not want to brag here. You do not try to build authority on this specific thing. As soon as you build authority, you look braggy in this, and you lose relevancy. And the reason that essentially occurs is because people have been over marketed to. People are used to downloading lead magnets and getting all kinds of spam in their email box, and you want to be different than that. All right? It's the same reason why I don't do this big 15-minute story at the beginning. It's because that's what people expect. And as a pattern interrupt. I want to be able to disrupt someone's pattern of what they expect in a lead magnet. And if we do that, we start off the relationship on the right foot, and we can sell later on in the slow lane and the fast lane. Remember, guys, this is a longer term play that will get you lots of potential customers from turning complete strangers into those potential customers. So here's the action plan to write down here. I want you to, number one, I want you to brainstorm at least 3 lead magnet ideas. Anytime we do a lead magnet, Aaron can attest to this, which is on my operations side. I go crazy with all kinds of ideas, and then he tells me I can only do one. I kind of get a little bit pissed because I want to do all of them because they're all good ideas, or so I think. So I want you to brainstorm at least 3 sidewalk lead magnets, okay? And in these sidewalk lead magnets, I want to ensure that they're all, one could be a quiz, one could be a guide, or just a different type of guide. And I want you to pick one. And the one I want you to pick, it needs to deliver the most amount of value, the fastest, and it needs to be the quickest for you to be able to actually produce. Okay? So if you can, for example, if one lead magnet would deliver 80% efficiency or 80% value, and the other one's 100% value, but the 80% value is going to take 20% of the time, I'm going to go with the one that's 80% value. People spend a lot of time with their lead magnets, and quite literally, you don't have to, especially not in the sidewalk. In the slow lane and the fast lane, yeah, you do need to spend a little bit more time when, for example, you're developing out your webinar. Because guess what? If you bring in a bunch of fast laners onto a webinar, you want to be able to start working with those guys. You want them to turn into actual customers. If you bring them onto your e-commerce site and you have a coupon there, you want to be able to actually use that coupon. So you want to develop this quickly. So don't get designers involved. Don't get, don't try to be super fancy on this. You're trying to get this out the door so you can start getting some data. And here's a quick test. You want to know if something's actually going to be valuable? When you get it developed before you put it out, send it to 10 of the people, and it depends on your business, but send it to 10 prospects, 10 people that you're currently, just kind of having a conversation with. Be like, hey, we just developed this, and I thought it would be really, really interesting just to reinforce what I've been talking about in the last little while. And you're going to get a high response rate from them. You're probably one of them may actually become a customer simply because of it. But you're going to get real-time feedback and see if it's actually solving a pain and alleviating a pain in their business. So that's lead magnets. For the sidewalk. The slow lane, the fast lane, that's a story for another day. We're not going to talk about that today because, again, we're focused on being able to bring strangers and bring them to a point of being potential customers that are nurtured. So now we need to present our offering. Just give me a quick second here, just a quick drink. So now it's time to present our offering. Now, what does that mean? Well, quite literally, that means a landing page. And landing pages don't have to be complicated by any stretch of imagination. A lot of the time, they're overcomplicated. They have too much social proof. They have too much about me, all these different types of things. This specific landing page right here, this gets 67% conversion rate off of Facebook when we are retargeting people on that article and then bringing them here. And I can't believe this, but I hear another fire truck coming down the road, which is like 5 today, which means that Toronto is burning down. And so in a landing page, in a sidewalk landing page, the whole point of it is that you have to sell a pain in less than 7 seconds. Because that person coming off of a Facebook ad or that person coming off of your website or whatever it would be, they're only going to spend 7 seconds determining if, yes, I want this and I will read more, or no, this doesn't make any sense to me. So let's review the landing page real quick after I take a break for the fire department. Just give me a second, guys. Alrighty. Thanks for staying on, by the way. I appreciate that. Not a single one of you guys have left from what I've seen so far. So hopefully you're enjoying this. So on the top here, we have free guide. That's our qualifier. Okay. And every landing page in the sidewalk needs to have a qualifier. And a qualifier essentially gets people to bounce before they even keep reading. Because the last thing we want are leads that aren't actually going to be beneficial to us. It deflates and doesn't really actually do anything for us. Yes, we say, oh, we have an amazing conversion rate, but if those people aren't turning into actual customers, it doesn't really matter later on down the road. So that's our qualifier. Free guide. Okay, you got a free guide. Discover this simple. Now, keep in mind they've read a few of our articles beforehand. Discover this simple but weird online marketing lead generation formula. Okay, I need online marketing lead generation and how you can join thousands of others using this method for effective online marketing funnels. Now, this is really interesting because we're putting 2 messages here without having to say 2 different messages. Because on the left-hand side, we're talking about online marketing and lead generation. And then they look at the right and it says business growth. So instead of us having to say business growth twice, we're essentially using our lead magnet to lead with the fact that this will grow their business. It's a little bit subliminal, but we're leading the fact that we want people that have been tinkering with online marketing funnels or have an underperforming marketing funnel, and they want this guide. So you have your qualifier, your title, your subtitle, and then you almost always want to have that picture Oh, hey guys. I was talking for a good 2, 3, 4 minutes. I'm gonna, I'll reverse. I was having a good old time there. Just give me a second. All right, let's go back. Thanks for staying on. You guys are great. I love you. All right. So I guess I'm starting right from the beginning of this. So here's our landing page, and I wanted to actually go through the landing page. So on the top left here, we have our qualifier. We have the free guide. And it's important that we actually have that qualifier in order to be able to, really have qualified leads. Because if we don't have that qualifier, the person that's going to be coming in, we want them to know within the first half a second what they're going to be getting as they keep reading. And then we have the title and we have the subtitle. So in the title, we have discover this simple but weird online marketing lead generation formula. And then we back that up and how you can join thousands, social proof, others using this method. Okay, it's a formula. I said formula first, then method. So I'm saying it again for effective. I'm saying, okay, effective and weird online marketing funnels. So if someone doesn't understand online marketing funnels, they probably understand online marketing lead generation, correct? So I'm essentially just rephrasing what is on the landing page. Now, what's really interesting is right here, I'm actually using a little bit of a subliminal message on the right-hand side because what we're actually selling here, well, not selling, but we're pitching here for our lead magnet is the business growth guide. And within that business growth guide, we're saying, okay, discover this simple but weird online marketing lead generation formula. Okay, that's cool. And if they look to the right, they see business growth guide and they relate it. And when they relate that, it's really powerful because we don't have to say it to them anymore. That's what they're expecting. So some rules here that you need to keep in mind is you need to present the exact painkiller in the title and subtitle. You need to provide a tease of social proof, meaning you don't need to have testimonials on this page. You need to provide some social proof of the company or the brand. In my case, it's me plus those little entrepreneur, the Entrepreneur and Inc. and Huffington Post. And don't ask for too much information. In your case, when you signed up, because you were in the slow lane, I could ask for your phone number, and 65% of you actually said, yes, you know what? Here is my phone number. I want to be texted when, a reminder. And we texted you when you signed up and, 2 times before the webinar. And we'll text you once more, unless you want text. And, again, it comes down to trust. And this person, you're still a stranger to them. So your action plan in this case, I want you to brainstorm 5 sets of titles and descriptions, okay? I want you to brainstorm. I was looking the other day and I was reading this article where this very, very, very large media company, every single time that they write an article, the writer has to write 25 titles and subtitles. And then basically the editor picks one of them. Now, I don't want you to go that crazy, but I want you to pick 5 sets of titles and descriptions. And I want you to choose one that instantly allows someone to understand the pain that you're alleviating and what you're actually offering. And then I want you to actually build that landing page. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how do I build a landing page. So we use Unbounce, and I want to show you how quickly, if you've never built a landing page before, if you never used a landing page before, I want to show you how quickly you can do it, okay? So we're going to go here. We're going to go over, this is Unbounce, okay? And this is a little template that you can actually very much use. This is actually included in the product that I'm going to be showing you at the end. And you can literally import this right into Unbounce and essentially change out the image, change out the social proof, change out this here. And look how easy it is just to literally, if you had, instead of a free guide, you had, I don't know, a free case study. And you want it to, change the background, change any of this type of stuff. The entire thing is drag and drop. And as long as you have your qualifier, your title, your subtitle, and a picture of what you're actually offering, and a little bit of social proof, you have your you have your landing page developed because of this little tiny template in less than, say, 20 minutes. It's so simple. And we already know that this is a high performing, high converting landing page. So Unbounce, it's absolutely great. I know there's lots of other ones out there, but I did want to show that to you. And you know what? It is pretty simple at the end of the day. All right. So let's go into step 5, which is building your potential audience. Now, remember we had the articles in step 2. All right. So we got the articles. We know our pain. We have our lead magnet. We have our landing page. By now, you've spent about 4 hours building out 4 or 5, probably about 4 hours. About 4 hours building out your sidewalk marketing funnel. Now we're going to get into some of the Facebook advertising. Now I want to preface with this saying that if you already have traffic coming to your, if you already have traffic coming to your website, you just need to add that marketing funnel right in the landing page, the lead magnet, that type of thing, and you're going to get conversions right from the get-go for free. But the beauty with Facebook is I can turn it on and off like a faucet, like Jonathan said before, one of the people that are here, and I can get conversions right away. So here's just to give you an example. We have our sidewalk ad on Facebook that goes to our sidewalk article. Or to give you another example, this is the one, the top 10 online marketing hacks, 10 online marketing lead generation hacks. Grab them all now in this free article. Getting 5-cent conversions on that. Okay? I should say 5-cent clicks on that, not conversions. And then it goes to an article like this. We got some social proof on the left-hand side here that says there's 120 shares, and then they can go through it, and it's completely free. But we know if they've clicked on that, they're into online marketing, and they're thinking about it. I honestly do not know what's going on with this city, but this is like the 6th fire truck. Hold on, guys. I'm so sorry. And we're back. So the whole idea here is that we can use Facebook pixels and Facebook custom audiences. And essentially it's this little Facebook pixel that we put on our website, basically exactly where your Google Analytics goes. And if you have a website or landing page, you probably know where that goes. And we set it up and we say, for example, anybody that goes to goinfinitus.com, top 10 online marketing hacks, steal, which is the URL, we want to create a custom audience. So Facebook has this pixel. And on this pixel, it gets put on that person's computer and it resynchronizes with Facebook. And what it actually allows them to do is say, okay, this person, this person, this person clicked that article. No, they didn't opt in, but they spent some time on the actual website. They spent a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes on the website. And now you can then see, all right, we got 1,200 people that we can go to that now we can start showing them the sidewalk lead magnet because we've prefaced our relationship. We've given them a little bit of a, we've given them a point to see, oh yeah, I was on Scott's website the other day. That was kind of cool. That was a cool article. I should look at this. Okay. So this is very easy to set up. This takes less than 20 minutes to be able to set up on your website, and you do not need to be techie by any stretch of imagination. We have 2 tutorials that are 12 minutes long in total to show you how to put that together, and it is super, super, super simple. But that's the first part. That's the technology part, and that's how it actually works. Because we're never ever going to put our lead magnet out there just to the World Wide Web on Facebook, because our conversion rates are going to be through the roof. Our conversion cost is going to be through the roof. And we want to reduce our conversion cost. We want to increase our conversion rate. And to do that, we need to use these lovely articles that build trust. Because guess what? Nobody goes to a blog feeling like they're going to get sold anything. It's a place of trust, at least in 2016. By 2020, maybe it won't be, but of course, there'll be something new by that point. But this right here, this works now, and it'll definitely work within the next 2 to 3 years. Simply because of the fact that content, pure content marketing, because people haven't been able to monetize it without a marketing funnel up to this point, it's a safe place for consumers and people and your audience. So now, how do you find your actual audience itself? Well, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you don't have a lookalike audience, that you don't have an email list, that you don't have, current website traffic and that type of thing. If you do have those things, then it gets easier, and it's actually going to be way, 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 way easier to be able to get your perfect audience on Facebook. I'm not going to go directly into that today because that is an extra 30 minutes. If you do want to learn more about that, we have a Facebook training, a 2.5-hour Facebook training that goes through all of that type of stuff. Either reply to help@GoInfinitus or Scott at infinitusmail.com, and one of our team members can get you access to that. There's a fee involved, but they can definitely get you access to that if you need it. I'm sure plenty of you here were on that training 2 or 3 weeks ago when we actually had it. So anyways, back to this. Our audience insights. This is our audience insights. And this allows us to actually go and find the closest possible audience to which we actually have. So ours, for example, would be people that are in Canada and the United States that are between 21 and 55 years old, because if they're under 21, more than likely they aren't entrepreneurs for the general population. And if they're over 55, we already know that that's underperforming. We had to pay more money in order to get them to actually turn into a customer of ours. And we want them to know, it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean that they need to be subject matter experts, but we want them to have interest in pay-per-click, search engine marketing, digital marketing, online marketing, inbound marketing, Facebook ads, or online advertising. Now, if I just went on Facebook and targeted that, it would not work. I have to narrow the interest to look for other people that have courses and programs and talk to people that are interested in those things but aren't at the expert level. Because quite literally, I'm not teaching experts. I'm teaching, for the most part, small business owners that are making between $50,000 and $250,000, and I need to find other influencers that already have those audiences. So I'm looking at people like Ryan Deiss. I'm looking at people like, Pat Flynn. I'm looking at people like Lewis Howes, like Chris Ducker, like Derek Harplin, like Copyblogger. All of these people have entrepreneurs that are already pre-existing, finding them. And by using and finding, okay, here are my interests, but here are my influencers, I'm actually able to get an audience size of about 2.4 million people in the United States and Canada that are under those specific influencers. And guess what? If I went and just targeted interest, pay-per-click, search engine marketing, I would pay a ton of money. If I just went and actually targeted by interest of, Ryan Deiss or Pat Flynn, it would cost a fortune. But the smaller you niche down, the less expensive it's going to cost to actually be on Facebook. But because we're going broad and we're going a bunch of different terms, a bunch of different interests, and a bunch of different influencers, at the click ratio, we're able to go out and we're able to go to a very broad audience, which Facebook gives us for very, very cheap. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to set our article advertising live. And it's going to end up looking a little bit like this. This is, we've been running this for about 3 or 4 days. We have 1,100 clicks. We've reached 2,200 people. We've spent about $200 on this and 18 cents per click. And I'd say give it another 2 weeks and we'll be down to about 5 cents, 6 cents clicks. I was doing this by sorting by the number of clicks. But right now we have from 3 cent clicks right up to 27 cent clicks. And that's where, of course, optimizing your campaign. And this is why I said at the beginning, this is not something where the first day you're going to have 5 cent clicks. This is not where the first day you're going to have 60 cent conversions. It's an optimization technique, which we're going to talk about in step 8. So the benefits of building an audience this way, of being able to build a Facebook audience in this way, is that it allows you to build trust and authority up front with value. It's a value-first approach, which majority of people in online marketing do not do. They say they do, but honestly, it's not true. This also allows you to have a very high relevancy score on Facebook. When Facebook sees true on content and the fact that you're using this method, it gives you relevancy scores of 7, 8, 9, and even 10. And at a relevancy score of 10, you can get clicks for as low as 1 cent or 2 cents per click if your ad is really, really optimized. This, of course, results in low-cost clicks. People will already be interested in using content upgrades, which we're not going to talk about here today, but people will automatically, when they're on these articles, between 2 to 12% of them will automatically turn into leads right on that page because they're interested in you, and they're probably already sidewalkers or slow laners right from the get-go. And of course, this allows us to build our initial audience that we can then go ahead and retarget with our sidewalk lead magnet. So our action items here is install your tracking pixel. It should take about 10 minutes. Develop your audience based on your interests and influencers. Typically takes about 20 to 30 minutes to be able to do. Start your Facebook advertising campaigns for your article. So you're going to want to create, 10 to 12, 16, 24 ads, 4 different ad images, 4 different ad titles, 4 different ad descriptions on Facebook. And, my best suggestion, now, of course, I'm gonna show you how to do this stuff in what I'm going to show you how to fast track at the end of this training. But when you're just doing it yourself, do 4 different images, 4 different ad titles, and 4 different descriptions, and just get in Facebook, the ad manager, and start playing with it and looking at the data. And then and that should take you about 2 hours to set up those ads, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then start collecting the data and tagging people, putting that Facebook pixel. And that takes no time at all. So this step right here should take about 2 hours in total to be able to do this. So we're up to about 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours at this point. Now we need to bring the leads in, and we're going to bring the leads in. We're going to retarget that audience with our Sidewalk lead magnet. So we're going to bring them to that landing page that has this specific lead magnet on it, and we're just going to retarget them. We're just going to bring them right here, and we're just going to show them something that is now relevant to them. And this allows you to retarget people that already have seen you as being relevant. The cost per click is, a heck of a lot smaller because of the fact that you're not just going out to this huge audience, and that this is relevant to them. They've already clicked on something that's related, so why wouldn't they see this as being relevant if it shows more value? And your conversion rate, instead of 15%, if you were going to, typically 10 to 15% is what you would get with the landing page that I would be giving you in our 7-day funnel product. If you do it this way, you're going to get 40 to 50% because it's way, 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 way more relevant. So that means there only has to be 2.5 clicks in order for you to be able to get a conversion. So here's your action item. And again, this is going to take another hour, hour and a half to be able to actually develop your ads for this, the ad images, the ad descriptions, the ad titles, and be able to actually put them up on Facebook. So you're looking at right now about 7.5 to 8 hours of actual time to be able to put this together on the very first go. So now we want to nurture the relationship. So nurturing the relationship is truly about using email marketing to be able to put them through a process where we welcome them. And this is one of the templates. We have basically a swipe file, 10 swipe files for email for your nurture sequence, right? And so, this one, first name, your name here. And I'm excited that you're interested in, hey, no problem, and decided to download our name of lead magnet. Here at Infinitus, we help people just like you, entrepreneurs who want to grow their business, to just do that. Now, you can go ahead and download our guide by clicking here. Right? So, and of course, then we expand upon that. We expand and we give a little bit more information in the next email. And we start giving them 4 different types of emails. We give them emails of value, emails of story, emails of authority building, and emails of relationship building. And it ends up looking a little bit like this. And this is actually the exact email stream that you can plug and play and one-click add into your email platform, ActiveCampaign, to be able to nurture these people automatically. It's a 10 email stream, and I always recommend a 10 to 12 email stream in your Sidewalk to bring that person from seeing that lead magnet to now knowing who you are and what you're all about. Now, of course, if you implement the slow lane and the fast lane later, we use email marketing to change people's lanes and look at more behavior. But again, we don't want to overload the amount of information here. We want to get it started and start collecting some data. So the benefits are the ability to turn strangers into having, the full knowledge and understanding of your service and products. Allows you to pre-qualify who is a potential customer. It ensures you're not perceived as just selling to them and just at the end of the day, not being valuable. And it also allows you to collect data about who's interested and what lane they're in. So the action items here, start using your email platform that supports email automations. We recommend ActiveCampaign, and if you go to goinfinitus.com, we have a full review there. By the way, I'm not an affiliate. I'm not a partner of theirs. I just believe it is one of the best platforms, especially when you're starting out and when you're below 25,000 people. You want to develop your email nurture automation using the 4 different types of emails that we talked about, and develop 10 to 12 in a stream that goes somewhere between 14 to 28 days from the time that they sign up. And then, of course, you want to connect it to your landing page, which again takes about 5 minutes. So this step right here, this takes, email writing is a little bit longer. So, you're looking at 2 to 3 hours for this specific part. And then the last step, optimization. I'm not going to go through the specific parts, but here's the deal. Like I said, you cannot expect great conversion costs and high conversion rates from the first day of your campaign. You have to start your campaign, collect data, revise. Start your campaign, collect data, revise. Start your campaign, collect data, revise, over and over and over again. Now, this takes less than 30 to 60 minutes per week when you're doing it. And it's just really a task that you do at the end of the day. Because you have all the pieces put together, you start looking at Facebook ads. How can we optimize that? You start looking at landing pages. How do we A/B split test that? You start looking at your email stream. People don't open email for, and it's because my title just doesn't resonate with them. Okay, so optimization, very, very important part. I'm not going to go into it specifically today because it is a much longer subject matter, but it is very, very important. And if you just put your first campaign up and just run it and think that that's going to get you the results, it's not. You need to be able to use true data, not just intuition or luck. And the last is being able to make profit. Now that you have people nurtured into this campaign, you can start doing your weekly emails to them, or bi-weekly or monthly. You want to keep a relationship while you're actually being able to bring more people into your platform. And it doesn't mean that particularly, you do need a slow lane and fast lane at some point later on down the road. But the sidewalk, this really allows you at the end of the day to spend 25 at the end of the day. If I told you that you could bring in 50 leads a week for $100, and just maybe one of those, more than likely one of those will convert in the first 28 days, it would probably make sense to you as a business owner. And to be able to 6 weeks later have 300 leads, 300 email addresses that are getting to know you, I know for me, and I think for you as well, it makes sense. So just to review this, we have our different articles. We go out and we promote those articles, whether it's free or whether it's paid, or really it doesn't matter. It could be anywhere. Our Facebook pixel tracks any type of traffic, not just traffic that comes from Facebook. Then we retarget those people with our sidewalk lead magnet. And we go to the next part, which is giving them the actual guide. We start building a relationship with email marketing. We start looking at more of the behavior and being able to, tag their interests. That's a little bit more of an advanced topic, side of it that you'll get into very quickly once you actually start your campaign. Then you give them more articles, more value. Maybe you even put them in a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group. You want to create that intimacy within that actual relationship. Quite literally, that's how you launch a funnel in less than 7 days. It's not that hard, is it? And here's the deal. I want to make it super easy for you. You're at your computer right now. You've watched this. You see how it all works. And you can launch it in less than 7 days. You see, like less than 12 hours. 12 hours should really be the maximum that this truly, truly, truly takes. And I know you're the type of person that can really help the people that you actually serve in your business. You deliver an immense amount of value and impact to those people. And you might be wondering how to implement this so that you're a little bit more guided, so that you have a better chance at being lucky at doing this and being able to implement these strategies that I showed you quickly and easily. So we're actually, for the first time, no one has ever gone through this before. We have the Infinitus Business Growth Program that is a much higher caliber. It's a 12-week program. But today we're launching the Infinitus 7-day funnel. It's a 7-day plug and play funnel. And we're going to give you absolutely everything you need: the swipe files, the templates, the training, how to install pixels, how to be able to get your landing pages up, unbalanced tutorials, active campaign tutorials, one-click automation, Facebook templates, Facebook action plans. So it's step by step. It shows you the 19-step part of actually, finding your audience, the 21-step part of actually placing your Facebook ad. So you're super lucky on this because, like I said, this is quite literally the first time that I've ever shown this to the world. This is something that I've been working on since January, when we came to two realizations. One is that some people can't take 12 weeks to start lead generation, and they want to get started right away. And secondarily, not everybody can afford our flagship product. And so we wanted to create something that almost anybody, if they're an entrepreneur whatsoever, could afford. And it's brand new. And because it's brand new, you're also going to be getting a really sweet discount, kind of at the beginning because of it. So anybody can, of course, put together a marketing funnel. I mean, just look at the competitors and the peers in the marketplace using them to be successful. And obviously that is why You're smart as an entrepreneur to deploy them in your business today. And now I've developed everything you need to fast track that so that you can turn strangers into potential customers. So this is a sidewalk entire funnel, plug and play, less than 10 hours, far less than 10 hours because we're doing a lot of the work for you. And we're doing that in less than 7 days. So what is it? Well, remember, I talked about this before. Remember the 3 lanes, sidewalk, slow lane, fast lane? Well, this is just the sidewalk. We're getting you to implement just the sidewalk, and you'll have it live by next Friday, okay? Which is pretty cool. So the 7-day funnel allows you to launch your sidewalk funnel in less than 7 days with no guesswork, using that exact methodology I just showed you. So what you expect from this funnel, if you're looking at, actually being able to use it in your business, 30 to 50% conversion rates on your landing pages. Under $2 conversions once it's optimized. The ability to turn strangers into potential customers and build your list, plus the ability to equip your business with new qualified leads every single day, empowering you to get started in online marketing regardless if you have a funnel or no funnel, because I think that's one of the biggest things is actually getting started. And like I said, just getting started at the end of the day. So if you're serious about growing your business in 2016, I think this is the first step. I know a lot of you have probably even been where we've talked about the Infinitus Business Growth Program. And, quite literally, that's quite fine. So this program works a little bit differently. It gives you all the essential training and planning and executing your sidewalk funnel in less than 7 days. The templates, the files, the swipe files, the plug and play. I want to make this as easy as possible for you. And this is quite literally as close to done for you as we could possibly get. We don't do any done for you. This is the closest that we get. So there's some training in here, but for the most part, the real part is being able to, because this is not difficult stuff. Anybody can use this. Any entrepreneur can use this. Doesn't matter what type of business it is. So what's included? I just want to quickly go through what's included, and then I'll tell you the price. It's super affordable. Day 1 is funnel training. So we're actually going to bring you through a very quick funnel, less than 20 minutes of funnel training on how all this works. Day 2, we're going to be going through the relevancy hack creation. So we're going to be going through article creation. Okay, so we have the tutorial there, some sample articles, and an extra session on relevancy hacking and how to do it. On day 3, now keep in mind, this is legit day by day. Here's what you need to do on day 1. Here's what you need to do on day 2. Here's what you need to do on day 3. Now, if you want to do it in a weekend, go for it. But we wanted to create something that is day by day. Day 3 is creating your lead magnet. So we show you how to develop your lead magnet. We show you some sample lead magnets. We show you how to make your lead magnet sexy. We show you everything you need in terms of actually picking what type of lead magnet. Then in day 4, we're looking at landing page creation. So you can actually download our landing page, upload it, and just change in the copy. The style is all the same. You change just with your brand colors. We also have the landing page worksheet that allows you to write out based on our methodology. We have the Unbounce tutorial, which is a 45-minute tutorial if you need extra help actually using Unbounce. And we also have a plug and play privacy policy because you have to have one in order to advertise on Facebook. That you can just download, put your name in, and go on. Day 5 is all on email automation. So we give you the sequence. We show you how Active Campaign works. We show you how the tool works. And you can actually one-click, copy a URL, and the entire 10-part email nurture sequence automatically copies in the Active Campaign, saving you about an hour overall. Day 6 is all about the Facebook ad setup. All of this right here allows you to dive into Facebook as much as you want. And then day 7 is deployment. So we go through a little bit of technology integration and then your launch checklist. And then you're ready to go. You're ready to actually launch. And the resultant being having that marketing funnel within 7 days. So that's what I have for you. If you're committed to making this work for your business and kind of getting your feet wet at the end of the day, this is the way to be able to kind of put one foot in and know that what you're going to be doing is going to work. And you don't have to spend a whole ton of time or a whole lot of money to be able to do this. So I think it's for you. So our Infinitus Business Growth Program, you've probably seen this before. It's our premier flagship program. It's $19.97. And we're going to be pricing in April, the 7-day funnel at $497. Today, until Sunday, it's $197. So until this Sunday, you're going to be able to get the Sidewalk funnel for 10% of what the Infinitus Business Growth Program, our 12-week program, actually costs, which is a heck of a lot lower. After that, it's going to go to $297 at the end of March. We're going to price it up again, and we're doing a big launch in May in which it's going to be $497. So this, I guarantee you, will be the lowest price. And the cool part of it is it uses much of the same methodology as the actual Infinitus Business Growth Program for that Sidewalk funnel, just 10% of it. So you're able to execute this in less than 7 days. And I don't know, guys, if you want to put the URL up of that, the URL is there. But if you want to put it into the chat box, Aaron or Devani, so that everybody can take a look at that real quick. After Sunday, you're not going to be able to. It's just going to be $297. And we're also including, up until Sunday, our 100 leads a day Facebook training, which is a 2.5 hour training that I talked about before. So that's $97. So you're going to get that for free. Now I realize some of you may actually have that, so you're going to get it again, but that's not as much as a value for you. And you're going to get lifetime updates for free. So as this product develops and as we polish this product, and as we take your feedback and we take the results that actually occur, we're going to be able to provide updates into that. And again, this is only until Sunday. Now, if you buy this in the Q&A period, I am going to give you an exclusive Q&A hangout that's going to happen at the end of March. And this exclusive Q&A hangout is only people that have bought within the next essentially 45 minutes, the end of this right up until the actual Q&A. And in this Q&A hangout, it'll be 2.5 hours, and we can screen share and go through absolutely all of your questions. So that is an insane value in of itself, so that when you actually launch your campaign, you can come to me with actual data and I can give you insights based on that. Now, obviously, we'll never be, even at the $497, that's not going to be something that we do, because this is not a perpetual product. That's reserved for our Infinitus Business Growth Program. But part of this is you guys are a little bit of beta testers at the end of the day. And I want to create this to be the best that it is. And it's important for me to ensure that you are successful with it, which is why we're putting that in there. So if you want your inbox to look like this every single morning and having new actual leads, then this is obviously for you. Now, I don't have any testimonials for this product. All I can say is the fact that you're here right now because of some form of marketing that we've done. You were in our Sidewalk at some point, or maybe you are. I can say that people like Julian that were in our business growth program launched his online product, and within 2 days with 2 webinars he filled the entire thing up. Or people like Allison that was able to finally use social media marketing and online marketing funnels for a positive ROI. Or Mark from New York, he was in our used our SSF methodology and was in our program, and he doubled the number of conversions coming into his online school for his client. Or people like Jeff that came into our program back in October and with just literally a product and only having one sale, and now he has sales every single day of the week and has been able to build a profitable business on the side of his main business. Or people like Alex that was able to put $291 into Facebook and get a return of just over $8,400 Canadian. So these people use the same methodology, and you guys are going to be the next people that I can use as testimonials. And of course, that's why you're getting it at a 40%, 40% of what the cost will be into the future. So obviously, as growth-focused entrepreneurs, you know that this is important. You know that this can largely help what your business will actually do. And if you implement this, you're going to have success with it. So I want to quickly show you the 4 options you have. I always do this. You can go ahead and go online. There's all kinds of stuff online. I gave you a bunch of, technically you can do this yourself, and you can try to figure it out. And I won't say it takes 6 to 9 months. It'll take like 3 to 6 months to figure this out. Just trial and error by spending money, for optimizing, spending money, optimizing, and so on. You can, spend money, work with consultants and that type of thing. There's nothing wrong with that by any stretch of imagination. I know some really great ones I can refer you to. You can do nothing, keep going the way that you are. Why you would do that, not sure, but hey, listen, I respect it. Or of course, you can use this to get started and kind of do it right the first way, right? You're going to get 70-80% effectiveness right from the get-go compared to your own 20-30% effectiveness and having just to iterate. Here's the other side of it. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee on this. So if you get it, you don't like it, you're like, Scott, this is, I don't know what the heck you put together. There's no problem with that whatsoever. Okay. So I don't know where, okay, here we go. At the end of the day, I don't pretend, if I were in your shoes, I don't think that I need to sell this it's not very difficult to sell this for $197. This is going to be able to return your money extremely quickly. This is going to be able to get you to the point of being able to execute very quickly. And it allows you to understand how all of this stuff works. So it's self-education while you're actually bringing leads into the business. So if you're that person that wants to bring it to the next level, the next steps is this. You're going to go to the landing page. You're going to see that button, $197 a day. You're going to have this nice, this sales page here. You're going to go down. There's no coupon needed or anything like that. This is $197 for everybody until Sunday, not only just you being here. You're going to see Facebook ads all over the place for the next 4 days promoting this. And then you're going to get access to the membership portal. And you're also going to get access, if you're not already in Limitless Business, you can ask your questions in there as well. I'm always there, as well as other people that have been in the Infinite Business Growth Program are also there, and so on. So a couple frequently asked questions before we get to the Q&A section. What if I don't know anything about marketing? Doesn't matter. You can start right from the get-go on this. It has all of the materials that go from right from the start. What if I've been tinkering? Well, you can use this to actually have something that works from the get-go. Maybe even fuse it with your current marketing funnel. What if I have a funnel, but it's just not working the way I want? Well, again, you can use this and A/B test your current funnel with this funnel. So easy to put together. What if I'm not great with technology? We have tutorials for absolutely everything. If you figured out how to get to this webinar and you sign up for the webinar, I guarantee you can do this and you can use the technology that it is. And if you're B2B, it works. If you're B2C, it works. If you're a consultant, coach, or author, or you sell products online in e-commerce, or even if you sell info products, it really doesn't matter. This method and this methodology works for absolutely everybody. So listen, the 30 minutes starts now. It's Q&A time. I'm looking forward to obviously helping you guys in this actual platform. I'm just going to go over to the questions here now. Aaron, do we have a lot of questions? Not too bad? All right, cool. We got all kinds of questions. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on my video real quick. Hey there. And we're going to get into some questions. Actually, just give me a second. I'm going to raise my desk up just a little bit. All right, cool. I don't know how much you can actually see of me anymore, but hopefully I'm there. Martin Williams asks, what do you suggest if you don't have social proof in your business yet? I mean, here's the deal, Martin. The amount of social proof that you need is honestly not that much. Like the difference is not that big at the end of the day. And if you start doing this, I guarantee you're going to start getting social proof pretty quickly. I mean, you can do a testimonial, but if you can use it, use it. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You may get an extra 5 to 10% in a conversion rate, but even still, it's not that big of a deal. So don't let that be a roadblock. Don't be like, oh, I need to get social proof in order to do this. That's definitely not the situation. And I mean, a lot of times in my life, I definitely haven't had social proof by any stretch of the imagination. Really, it's been the last 2 years that I've been able to have, an insane amount of social proof. But that just happens with time. You know what I mean? That's what happens with time, and that sort of is what it is. What does it mean to link them together, Dominic? That means essentially you're cross posting. So, one article is linking to the next article in a relevant way. So if you're talking about one topic that another blog article is that makes sense, you would just link to that blog article. So it creates a little bit of a web. Are we tying the lead magnet into the article, Andrew O'Brien? Yes, we are. You don't have to from the beginning if you don't have the capabilities to do it, but that's considered a content upgrade. So what that is, Andrew and everybody else, is essentially at the bottom of the article is like, hey, if you want to know more about this, here's the lead magnet. And you're going to get about, like I said, 2 to 12. You can get higher. You don't typically get higher, so I don't want to, create unrealistic expectations. We've had as high as 18% conversion rates on, actually that's a lie, 22% conversion rates on an actual content upgrade. So you can get some leads there, but I don't want you to concentrate on that because what that requires, I mean, you can do it if you want, but what that requires is that you need to make sure that that article and that lead magnet fit extremely well, not just related, but extremely well, as if The entire article is just really a tease to the lead magnet. It's one of the biggest problems I have with this method of the content upgrade is the fact that sometimes the article can't actually be descriptive enough because it's trying to tease the lead magnet in order to try to get that conversion rate. What software program is a landing page made with? Ryan, of course, Unbounce. It costs $49 a month. Andrew, Active Campaign costs $9 a month, so you're at about $59 a month. If you don't want to use Unbounce, you can use Instapage, which is completely free. That'll obviously reduce your cost. If you want free email, you can use MailChimp, which is completely free. This program is not based on those, so I can't help you with its tutorials. And it's not because I'm affiliated with Active Campaign or Unbounce. It's simply because of the fact that they are the best in the world. Are Thrive themes okay? Of course it is. You can certainly use Thrive themes. There's nothing wrong with any of these specific pieces of software. It's just the fact that I've tested all of them. And I've gotten to the point where I know what works, what doesn't work, and I want to make sure that you are using the best in the world, and they're not overly that expensive. Dominic Hurley follow-up: is it a disadvantage to have site menus in a lead page if built on a website? If you're having a landing page built on your website, you want to hide the header, you want to hide the footer, and you want to hide the the sidebar. You want to make sure that if someone's coming to your landing page, that is the only action they have. If you're bringing them to your article, you are totally fine to have everything there because you want them to explore more on the actual website itself. When you say pixel audience based on influencers they follow, when you say pixel audiences based on influencers they follow, this can be done through Facebook as a command. Yes. So you can actually find those influencers in Facebook, and Facebook will be able to pull those interests out and give them to you and say, okay, this audience, this person has an audience of 63,000 that you can target. This person has an audience of, 500,000 that you can target, that type of thing. Which email platform did you recommend? The one that you said you weren't a partner affiliate of. That, of course, is Active Campaign. So activecampaign.com. Not sure, Devani, if you want to just put the URL in there real quick. There's also an article on goinfinitus.com. I think it's the 4th or 5th article right now that goes in depth into Active Campaign, the pros, the cons, what I personally believe about it. I need the other 2 lanes immediately. Is the training coming out for the other 2, or how am I supposed to proceed after next Friday? So we are going to be putting those out as standalone products. They are going to be, obviously this product itself took about 6 weeks to develop, so they're not going to be immediate by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, the Infinitus Business Growth Program allows you to develop the rest of those lanes. But I guarantee you, Jonathan, when you get into this, you're going to be able to replicate this theory yourself. And I know who you are. So I can tell you that, as being a smart entrepreneur and being able to, take a concept and be able to reverse engineer it. Yes, it'll be harder. Yes, it won't be plug and play for the slow lane and fast lane, but you'll definitely be able to do it. And there's obviously when you're into this, we do present the Infinitus Business Growth Program to you. At the end of it, we're like, hey, listen, here it is. Here's a little bit of a discount and that type of thing. I'm not going to lie about that. But at the end of the day, that's a choice with you. We don't shove that down your throat. It's like, 20-minute session. Hey, here's what it is. Here's the next step. Do you want it? No? All right, cool. Well, awesome. Let's get the sidewalk funnel, bringing in leads and that type of thing. So we don't have any planned dates for those other types of products. It will be in 2016. But it is, the sidewalk took about 6 weeks, and I expect the next ones to take more time because there is a little bit more work to them at the end of the day. You have this guide for content or something. Do you? I don't actually understand that question, Adrian. You have this guide for content or something. Do you have material specific for a product? Oh, okay. So yeah. So in the sidewalk, you don't want to give information specifically about the product. That would be to the slow lane or the fast lane. Particularly, I never give people information about my product unless they're in the fast lane or they go onto my website, go products, and go into the Infinitus Business Growth Program. And at that point, it's totally fine for them to be able to do that. So in the sidewalk, if you present your product information, you're just kind of like, here, buy my shit. That doesn't work anymore. Right? So you don't want to do that in the sidewalk. And we don't even have like a PDF download we have like a sales page. But majority of our sales, I say 90% of our sales come from webinars. So, majority of people don't browse our website and see the 1997 and just push the buy button. And that's normal. Anything under $500, people typically won't just buy without some type of intimate interaction or a phone call or something of that nature. What are the extra costs for Unbounce email? That's $59 a month. Obviously, if you want to go with different products, you can get that down a little bit at the end of the day. I want to offer this to my clients. When will this webinar recording go live? Would love to take advantage of the discount. The webinar replay will go live as soon as I'm basically out of here. I'm going to push the convert button. Aaron's going to get it up on the sales page. We're going to get it out. Our goal is to be able to get as many copies out there by Sunday. Andrew, I would certainly appreciate that. And of course, the $197 price point really allows us to allow almost anybody at the end of the day to be able to buy into. Does ActiveCampaign also have chart activity on the website, or just link clicks in the email? ActiveCampaign does everything. So anytime that person goes to the website from any medium, they're going to be able to track it and allow you to know what that person's actually been doing there, which is really cool because I can go and I can see almost anyone's activity and then actually pull a report. And in my situation, be able to send that to my sales guy and say, hey, listen, these people have just been reading blog articles like crazy. Why don't you give them a phone call? Because a lot of the time we collect phone numbers for that reason, for trying to text to book an actual appointment to see if there's a point to actually be able to work together after they've gotten to a point where we think they're in the fast lane. Hi, what if I want to learn about the 3 groups? Is there a program that does that? Yes, there is. It is the Infinitus Business Growth Program. If you want more information on that, you can just shoot me an email at scott@infinitusmail.com or help@GoInfinitus, and somebody from our team will be able to get you information out for that. We're actually doing a webinar tomorrow about that program, not to our audience, but to somebody else. So if you want to sit in on that webinar, I'm more than happy to send you the link for that. We won't post the link here right now, but if you wanted to do that, it's a 1997 US program. It's over 12 weeks. And by the end, you not only have your sidewalk slow lane, fast lane, but you've had it fully optimized, and our expert help actually helping you and giving you feedback on that. So if you wanted that, that's certainly possible. But it is 1997. There's a payment plan, of course. But if you do want more information on that, just reply to any of the emails that we send, and somebody from my team will be able to, more than happy to help. Will there be workarounds in case we don't care to use Unbounce? Yes, you can use absolutely anything. Everything we use is technology agnostic, sorry. And so, for example, the one-click automation, we have that in a Word document that you can just plug and play, or you can just push the one-button automation in the ActiveCampaign. For the Unbounce template, you can just recreate that in whatever you want at the end of the day. It's just using our format. So everything we use, 100% platform agnostic, technology agnostic, and you can use your current programs. Because I certainly don't. If you're using a program, at the end of the day, if you're already using, whether it's ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or whatever, we want you to be able to use what you're comfortable with at the end of the day. I'm wondering what price point of services this works for. Does this work for coaching packages of $3K plus? Would this work for services that are just $30? Well, Eli, we use it to sell our $2,000 and $5,000 program. I also use it when I used to do one-on-ones to do that as well. It works for our $7 conversion hacks guide. We're currently spending $3 to sell a $3 Canadian to sell a $7 US, which is $10 Canadian product. So we put $3 in and we get $7 back out, minus the Stripe fee of 57 cents. So it works from a low-end level, but it also works from a high-end level. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what type of, you can be in a luxury product, you can be in coaching services, you can be in anything. And this works. I've seen, high-end coaches be able to use this method in our, business growth program. I've seen e-commerce, people use this. Coaches, consultants, authors, a whole 9 yards are able to use this methodology because it's all based on psychology. And really, when you're reverse engineering psychology, it's almost all the same across the board. Is this in Canadian or US? It is in US, so it's $250 Canadian with the currency rate in the Canadian in the Canada. I just started my own marketing company 6 months ago, and I've only been able to add 1 client per month. You definitely need this, Andrew. However, I want to implement this for my clients who are local service-based businesses. Is this a good fit for me? Yes, it is. Facebook works absolutely amazingly well for local businesses. It's easier to use Facebook for local businesses than it is for any other type of business, simply because you have a very you don't have the world to be able to market to. You know what I mean? And so, for example, what kind of example can I use of someone that's been real estate? Works amazingly well for real estate. Works amazingly well for appointments of specific places. I had a spa company, worked extremely well for the spa company. Spa meaning hot tubs. And from a local awareness, a photographer currently implementing this into their business, and it's going to have a lot of efficiency because of the fact that you have that small target audience, and you can dominate that small target audience with your sidewalk funnel and be able to bring them to the point. And it's easier to convince them that you're real. When somebody comes in and comes to this webinar, they're like, so the first thing that's always going to happen when you have an online business, when you sell from online, is, okay, sidewalk, this is a pain. Slow lane, okay, I don't really trust this person, but their content's good and what they say makes sense. And then you get to a point where, okay, you know what, I trust this person enough to be able to say, yes, let's go to the next level, maybe a phone call or a webinar, or I'll buy this product. And then that trust is established, and then you can basically get them to buy, whatever you're selling at the end of the day. But when you're online, trust is established a lot slower than in person, when you know that you can go down the road to, so-and-so and be able to do that. So I think this could really help your own business. And we've actually had agency owners. I'm an ex-agency owner, so I know it works. But we do have about 6 agency owners in our Infinus Business Growth Program. Obviously, no one's used this yet, but I know that this would also work really well for your sidewalk. Hi, I missed the beginning of this. Will it replay before the Sunday deadline? Yes, it is. Is there danger by having your flagship product on your website for purchase as opposing to making them receive value first in your funnel and then presenting? That's a good one, Ryan. Yes and no. It's kind of two evils, okay? Because you're going to get people that go on your fast lane, go to your website, and they're already in the fast lane. So you have 2 options. You either put your product there, or you put your Fastlane lead magnet on the actual website, on like the sidebar or somewhere where it's not super relevant. So you put your sidewalk everywhere. You put your sidewalk lead magnet kind of everywhere, and that's the dominant one on a website. We do it for our specific product just because of the fact that it does get visits, it does get sales, and people do get interested. And because we do have a salesperson that they can call a 1-800 number and talk to for our flagship program. Best way to do that is just A/B test it. I don't particularly have enough data. I have an intuition of what works best, but I definitely don't have enough data to be able to say, one way or the other. And I'm a very data-driven, individual. I'm very intuitive from a perspective of, I think something's going to work, or I think something's not going to work. But I'm very, focused on, okay, what does the data tell me? What can I pull from the data? So I would highly recommend doing an A/B test for that compared to anything else. Not a question, just let know Scott, he's made me a fan. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. So in terms of what is this here? Let's share that. Yeah, okay. So in terms of a discount on mounts, we do, if you do buy the program, you can get you can get the $99 package for $52. So that gives you more views, gives you some more features and that type of thing. It goes through our billing. We don't make any money. We make like $3 on it to pay for the actual fee that goes to ActiveCampaign. But that's really it. And we just do that for a customer of ours, just as make it easier for them and ensure that they don't have to pay more money to get the $99 package instead of the $49 package. So you're paying the $3 for us to have our Stripe fees, and outside of that, we don't my methodology in everything that I do is that unless it's my own product, if I'm promoting somebody else's product, I like to stay out of too much of affiliation in terms of profiting from it, largely because of the fact when I say that I believe in something, I want you to believe me, regardless of the fact that there's preconceived trust and you think that it is the best because I'm saying it. And so when it comes to software, we typically don't have affiliate software that's kind of connected. And if there is, we'll obviously tell you. But when it comes to Unbounce, when it comes to ActiveCampaign, We don't profit directly from any of either of those programs. We just believe it's the best that's out there, and I'm sure we're definitely leaving a bunch of money on the table because both of those do have partner programs. I just want to say when I say that I believe that something is the best, I want it to be okay. You know what? It's the best because he's saying it, not just because it's the best because he's getting 30% kickback, a kickback or whatever. How long does it take to actually implement the sidewalk campaign? The difference in between would probably, so if you went and did this yourself instead of trying to go and do it over and over and over again, in order to know what works and what doesn't work, and not having swipe files, templates, and all that type of stuff. So anytime you do any of this type of stuff, you're gonna start with like 20% efficiency, and then you're going to get to 30%, and then 50%, 60%, 70%. But it's the amount of money that it takes to actually spend on the investment of your time. So it's like, okay, do I spend $197 and go directly to 70% efficiency, or do I not spend $197 and try to figure it out myself? Which is totally like, at the end of the day, your decision, right? I personally, myself, I like learning from people that are a step ahead of me. And being able to learn from them instead of making my own mistakes, especially when it's $197, which is ridiculous that we're actually doing $197. But again, here's the deal: this is a value. This is just like your business, and if you spend more and more time around me, you'll see what I talk about in terms of value ladders. And so I want to be able to. We have a great email list. We have Facebook ads work for us extremely well. And we want to be able to turn more of our target audience, more entrepreneurs, into our customers so that we can continue to help them. And of course, yes, you know what? I do want to be able to help you get into the Infinitus Business Growth Program. But you may not trust me enough yet. It just may not be out of your budget yet. And I want to be able to offer things that are, a lot easier price point, $197, $297, $397, $497, where you can get results very quickly and then be able to use that profit to be able to reinvest so that you can get much more substantial actual results. And I think that that's going to work really well with our business model, and more than likely it'll work really well with yours. I don't believe it devalues our brand by any stretch of imagination because we do have the flagship. That price doesn't change. That price will only ever go up. But what it does allow us to do is access more customers where, a $2,000 decision for somebody that's only making $100,000 a year is, definitely a little bit of a decision, right? It is a bit of a decision. It's 2% of your, entire revenue for the entire year. And $100,000 business is only profiting 20 to 30,000. So it's more like 10% when you're really looking at it. But when you're looking at 197, you have a money back guarantee, so you get in and you're like, okay, you know what? I just don't like this. It doesn't make sense. We can still be friends, and that type of thing. I totally understand it. I simply want to get this out to as many people as I can. I want to be able to then show them, hey, listen, this is a way that you can make so much more money. This is how you can make so much more business growth and get to that actual next level. So I'm super, super, super excited for this because, typically we get about an 8 to 12% conversion rate on these webinars. So 8 to 12% of the people that show up. So I think, just doing some quick math while we were in the peak of this webinar, I think we had about a 47% conversion rate on this actual webinar. And we typically get about 42.5. So we're a little bit higher, but of course, this is the first time we've ever done this webinar as well. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so typically, we get somewhere between 8 to 12% actually turn into customers on those that actually show up to a $2,000 program. What's cool about this is that we're able to actually turn, more entrepreneurs into our own customers that can use the SSF method in their business. All right, let me go back to these questions. Oh man, so many. Do you have an affiliate program? Yes, we do. We haven't launched it yet. We're going to be launching it in just a little bit. So we're going to be doing 50-50 on this specific product if you're interested in that. Devani wants an email address. Okay, this is all responded to. Now pre-sell me with the 2 lanes quick while I still have my credit card out. I like Jonathan. So All right, here's the deal. If you wanted the Infinitus Business Growth Program, it's 1997. If you wanted to buy that, I'm more than happy to give this one to you free, or take $197 off of the full on program. But it's a 12-week program where we go through and we not only just give it to you, but we teach every last part so that you can put these funnels in just time and time again. I'm not here to sell that by any stretch of imagination, but Jonathan, I know we're Facebook friends already, so you can ping me. I'm more than happy to get you into that right away. So even when the email use is very low, I didn't specifically understand that one. What kind of content would you imagine? Sold, just bought. Please make sure I'm signed up for the bonuses, especially the Hangout. Awesome. Thank you. Did purchase. Have a great day. Thank you. Purchased. I wonder what my phone looks like right now. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Just so that you know, I'm not bullshitting you. That is everyone buying right this moment, which is kind of cool. Oh, there we go. Because I don't know. I get on these webinars and people are like, woo, purchases. And I'm like, really? So anyways, all kinds of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's at least 30 here. Cool. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. You've effectively validated my idea of taking something and being able to take a piece out of it and utilize it to its full advantage. Just bought. I got another just bought. I own my own marketing company. Another person own a marketing company. Will this work for developing my own marketing company? Of course it will. 100%. I think that at the end of the day, this works for every single type of business. I've yet to see a business that this doesn't work for. Okay, I'm going to buy the program. Awesome. Let's see what else we have here. I'm just going to start exiting out of some of these questions. Guys, any other questions that you have here? I'm just trying to find. There's more comments than I have. I actually have. Man, oh man, Devani, you've been doing a great job moderating this. So high five to you. I know you're having a thunderstorm, so I can't unmute you, but thanks for doing a great job here. Any other questions while I just delete all of these? I wish there was a mass delete button. When you say Pixel, Active Campaign, okay, all these are answered. Okay, all these are answered. Sorry, guys. Appreciate you sticking around here. All right. If you're just starting a new, props to Devani. Yes, definitely props to Devani. If you're starting a new company, does it work? From Ryan. Yes. Okay, here is even, and so I was talking last night. I was doing a talk last night to it's about 85, 90 people, and I was telling them how to get to $100,000 in revenue. And because we got to 100, like our current company, I was a marketing agency before. In 2014, we did $1 million in revenue. And in 2015, we started this type of company. And we did our first 100,000 between April and May of 2015. So if you are starting out, this is super powerful for two different reasons. One, it validates your model past just your friends and family and Facebook groups that are like, oh yeah, here's the deal. Like, what people around you will say compared to what the market will say are two totally different things. The market that I thought I was going to have for our Infinitus Business Growth Program is not the market that actually ended up being that specific market. So that's something that you do need to very much keep in mind. So then from the next perspective, when you're actually starting out, if you're building leads continually as you're going along and people actually see your kind of right from the start story and the fact that you're starting out, you can use that to your advantage. A lot of people are afraid to, oh, I'm starting out, people won't trust me. There's nobody that doesn't love to see someone starting out and just going for it, right? Like there's very few people and there's very few industries where you can go into and that doesn't specifically work. Right? Because people are attracted to, you know what, screw it, I'm going to do it attitude, right? Doesn't matter if it's an entrepreneur, doesn't matter if it's just a general public consumers, it doesn't matter who it is. And you can use that to your advantage to use a little bit of the journey side. and use a lot of storytelling in your actual email marketing to build that relationship. And think about it. If you 6 months from now have an email list, or even just 1,000 people that you've been able to bring in via this, 1,000 people, if you look at email marketing, and again, we get into this in the Finnis Business Growth Program. We don't get into it here, but really, for every person that's on your email list, you should be able to generate about $4 per that person on a monthly basis. And of course, you can make a lot more, but you should be able to consistently, from active users that actually open your email, at least 30% of the time, you should be able to get those people to make about $4. So right from the get-go, if in the first few months you're able to get 1,000 people and make $4,000 on a monthly basis, just from that initial point, without putting the slow lane in or without putting the fast lane in, isn't that going to be a huge ROI for what you're actually doing and allow you to continue to develop and build your business? And the beauty, if you build this in from the get-go, you're always going to have that constant flow of leads. So you're not going to have to always be hunting down, and instead you're going to be the hunted instead of having the hunt. I'm in. Awesome, Eli. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. You've touched this question. Can I use my WordPress to build a landing page if I don't want to use Unbounce? 100%, brother. Not a problem at all. You can definitely use WordPress. We have people that are in our program. There's people I've worked with that use WordPress for the system. And I actually think there are some free plugins that you can use for landing pages. The biggest thing with landing pages is this. You need to be able to turn off the header and off the footer and the sidebar, which I think you can do. And if not, I think there's probably some free plugins. I'm not a WordPress scholar by any stretch of the imagination, but just to put that out there and be transparent with you. All right. So the main thing that you need to have later on, you don't even have to have it at the beginning, but the conversion rate, being able to split test 2 different pages, once you get past the optimization of like Facebook, you want to get to the optimization of an A test and a B test, and being able to change the titles, being able to change the placement, and all these different types of things. So like, for example, and I'm not going to be able to show it to you. So for example, we did an A/B test for this specific webinar. And there was one that was, I think it was a 39% conversion rate, and the other one was a 46% conversion rate. And it was simply because of the fact that we actually, on one page, we had more information, and on one page, we had less information. And funny enough, the page with less information actually won over the page with more information. And so I had no idea going in what that would look like. There was definitely enough traffic to say, you know what? Yes, version B worked the best. And next time we do this, we're going to go with less information, because that's 7% more signups on that specific part of the traffic. WordPress, 100% can do it, John. Thanks, good content. I'm in. Can your templates be uploaded to WordPress? If not, is this something I can mimic in WordPress? 100% you can mimic those in WordPress or any other type of system at the end of the day. They're universal templates that you can use. We give specific screenshots of those, and I walk through them about the psychology of them in the actual program itself, in the actual, the 7-day funnel. So that is very much so. You can put that through WordPress. There's no problem doing that whatsoever, John. Devani, am I missing any questions? You want to just give me a quick ping on HipChat there and let me know if I'm missing any other questions here. All right, I'm good. Cool. So we got, who else do we have here? We got a ton of people still on, so thanks, guys, for staying on here. Attendees, Andrew, Brett, Brian, Austin, Angela, Andrew. Guys, what other questions do you specifically have? I see lots of familiar names here that should be buying this because it's so stupid not to. Hey, Mark. Martin Williams, Mike, Nina, Norman, Peter, Reg, Paul, Ryan, Ty, Tyler. Guys, you got any other questions? I mean, at the end of the day, I'd love to know your thoughts on this type of product. I mean, if you're not investing in this type of product right now, I'd love to know just why. No judgment by any stretch of the imagination. I just, we want to, our goal in the next 30 days is ship 500 copies of this. And if we know, of course, why or why not you would actually say yes to this, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to be able to impact those 500 entrepreneurs, regardless if it's you or somebody else at the end of the day, right? And I think it's pretty important. I think it's part of being able to be, this goes on another topic, but hey, you're here, we're hanging out, whatever. Um, are there recordings of these lessons since? Oh, they're all pre-recorded, brother. John, they're all pre-recorded, so you can access those. They're not live by any stretch of imagination. Any support that you want, it's all on the Limitless Business Group. So, and I know you're already in the Limitless. I think you're already in. Yeah, I think you're already in the Limitless Business Group. So you can go in there and basically I mean, I spend a ton of time in there. Devani spends a ton of time in there. There's lots of people that have been through our program and know the sidewalk template, the sidewalk funnel very, very well. I was let go from a job and need to find a new 9 to 5 before laying down the money. Although I really want to sign up. Listen, man, I'm not going to try to convince you from a financial perspective. All I will say is that I know that you have a lot of potential. And I know that I know personally because of our emails and a conversation that we had before, that you'd be a perfect fit for this. I realize $250 is something to chew on, especially when you've been let go of your job. 250 Canadian. At the end of the day, it's jumping 2 feet into your new reality and your new life. I was in a similar position. So, I used to lead my webinar with this story, but I've tried to kind of get away from it because, everybody has the rag the riches story, right? And I just want to check real quick to see how we're doing. Cool. We're doing great. Thanks, guys, for the support. I'm looking forward to working with you. So anyways, what I was saying, 32 months ago, I was $726,000 in debt. And it wasn't specifically a program from this perspective. It was something that cost about $8,000. And I got to a point where I kind of had two doors in front of me when I was at that point. It was June 2013. And I had $726,000. It was like I was going to have to go bankrupt. Like there was really no way I could pay it. There's no way I could do really anything about it at the end of the day. And I remember calling up my mother and basically trying to pitch her on this, in-person kind of program that was going to cost me about $8,000. And, I'm a pretty good sales guy just because I naturally, I just try to add value and try to be real of what it is. I don't really know sales tactics for sales tactics. I just kind of show up and have fun and, people buy because I bring value to the table. Anyways, somehow she agreed to pay for it. And I came back with $100,000 worth of contracts a week later. And that was $100,000 contracts. So this was when? This would have been the end of July of 2013. And there was a couple other things in terms of my mindset that changed. But I remember being like, man, there's no way I can, I got invited by something that was like somebody in my network that was very, very, very influential. And that person introduced me to amazing people. I came back and closed those 3 deals worth $100,000. And that essentially gave me enough capital to be able to build my marketing agency in 2014 and be able to, do $1 million in revenue. And so anyways, that's a story that's a little bit different. I just want to say that, I realize the situation you're in. It's obviously your decision, obviously up to you. But if I were in your shoes, you need a real fresh start and probably along with that, a little tiny bit of accountability as well. So anyways, that's all I will say with that. And just a story that, I like to tell privately and kind of the fact that we're hanging out here. I don't kind of parade with it, but at the same time, I think it's important to realize that we can change as human beings and we can change our patterns and our habits and what we do. And, there's a great life waiting for us when we accept it, right? Anyways, that's as motivational as I'll go today. If you were a chiropractor, what would you do for your lead magnets articles? Good question, Andrew. Let me just make sure. So Devani is available to us in the program. So in terms of the actual, Andrew, I'm going to come back to your question. It's just a little bit longer, so I want to get the other 2 questions answered here. Devani is available. So Devani is our community curator. So she basically, anything that's from a high level that doesn't require, deep kind of my knowledge and that type of thing, she can take care of. When it comes to majority of it, myself, my team are answering it, of course, because it's in the Limitless Business Group. And Julie, you're already in the Infinitus Business Growth Program, so this is going to add on to this really, really well. By the way, guys, like This is actually, there's specific trainings in here that aren't in the Infinitus Business Growth Program, and it's really good for people that are in the Infinitus Business Growth Program. But Julie, you can right now, because you're still in the Infinitus Business Growth Program, you can also post in there. And of course, I'm there, every single day, and so is the team, right? So from that perspective, everybody else that's not in the Infinitus Business Growth Program can post in Limitless Business. We're going to, use that for that, and we're probably going to, have kind of a specific thread for questions and that type of thing. But yeah, so Devani can any typical answers. She understands online marketing well as well. But from that perspective, I'm always around to answer questions on that side. Anyone hesitating on this offer, I'd suggest jump on it now. Doesn't hesitate any longer. I'm a member of IBG program. I can only say that having spent over $4,000 on other programs, Scott beats the others hands down on any price. Just do it. You won't regret it. Devani, Reg, I hope I can use that as a testimonial, because, dude, like, nothing makes me feel better than that, man. I almost teared up the other day when I was on a call and someone was giving me a kind of very similar kind of thing. And thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I know nobody can see it. I'm just going to say thank you so that people know that, again, I don't have much of a bullshit detector. Aaron, my operations guy, he's my bullshit detector. He'll get on a webinar and be like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. He's like kind of the engineer mindset. So anyways, send to all. Thank you so much, Reg. I appreciate you. So it was great. Okay, so back to you, Andrew, the chiropractor. If you were a chiropractor, what would you use for lead magnets articles? So when it comes to a lead magnet article in the medical world, actually, one of the people, why don't I just do this? You guys can still see my screen? Yes? Yes? Yes. I'm just going to open up the membership area here. So one of the people that this is one of the lead magnets we use as an example. This is one of the lead magnets we use as an example. So this is a little bit of a sidewalk lead magnet, and that type of thing. And so this is very, very simple. It's converted extremely well. And it's allowed, that specific clinic. Now, this is a chiropractor. They did do some chiropractor. They did have a chiropractor at a time. They don't do it anymore. But you want to do these really small, quick, fast action guides, because the people that are going to be clicking on your ads more than likely have some type of pain that they're thinking about already. Okay. So then to step back from that, from the article perspective, you want to be doing something that's a little bit higher level of what is the thinking process of somebody that's, has a bad back, or, going to a chiropractor since I was like a little kid. And so you want to be thinking about what is that person thinking before they think, oh, I need to go to the chiropractor? What does that person think before that point? And then use your lead magnet to increase the relevancy of that actual person's mindset when it comes to, yes, I need this. Yes, I need to pick up the phone and book a call. Because at the end of the day, your funnel is essentially article to the sidewalk and get those people in there. And you want to get people to like an online calendar to be able to book or to actual call. Obviously, online booking is going to have a higher conversion rate than the actual phone call. But then you can actually use Facebook ads to retarget the people that have downloaded your sidewalk lead magnet. And it'll come up, and because you'll be using a local area, you'll be able to just go click the call. Do you want to call, or click the directions, or click to actually make it a booking. And it's really, really cheap, especially when you're doing retargeting ads for that. And we do show that to you in the extra Facebook, in the 100 leads. We do show that to you, that specific training to you as well. So local awareness is really, really powerful because of the fact that there's only, here's the zip code, you know what I mean? So anyways, I think it would work really, really well in your situation. Let me go back. Where did the questions go? Questions. Thanks, Reg. Appreciate it. Adrian, this was great. Awesome. Thank you so much. There's still a crazy amount of you on here, so I'm gonna stay and chill out until everybody logs off at the end of the day. I'd love to know what's stopping you from, if you're here and you're kind of like on the ledge of it. I would love to know what it is, or if there's something that I can clarify or help you out with and that type of thing. I am going to lower my desk though, just simply due to the fact that my feet are absolutely killing me. Give me a second, sorry. So, gotta love electric desks. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I mean, listen, guys. At the end of the day, this, you know, the pitch, you know what it's really going to do. It's a plug and play system, so like less than 10 hours. So you take this, you dig into it on Friday evening, you do some on Saturday, you do some on Sunday. You're going to have kind of like your proof of concept funnel by Sunday that you're going to be able to then kind of, you know, really get into the Facebook advertising next week, maybe like Tuesday evening or whatever it may be. And by, you know, Wednesday or Thursday of next week, you can have that first campaign running, active, and starting to get results. I mean, you know, here's the deal. You're not going to get those results. You're not going to get those results from that specific first day. I mean, you're definitely going to get clicks the first day, and you're going to be optimizing it and that type of thing. We give you a guide on how to actually optimize your campaign. But it's a pretty simple plug and play type of deal. And my job, at the end of the day, my job is this. My job is twofold coming into this, just to be, you know, 100% transparent. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Just to be transparent. My job is twofold. Number one, actually it's threefold. Number one is to get you into the program, get you to actually use it, because buying it and using it is two very different things. So number one is getting you to use it. Number two is actually getting you the results. As soon as you see results from this, you're going to come back and be like, Scott, I know it works. Like this person contacted me and they bought right from the get-go, because that will happen. Like, your funnel isn't set up specifically for people to just be turning out in terms of sales and that type of thing, because that's the fast lane. But you're going to come back, and then threefold is for you to be able to come back and say, okay, you know what? I want to invest in the Infinitus Business Growth Program. We give you $197 off of it. And then you can actually go into that program and get to that point of being able to implement further your sidewalk and then connect it to your slow lane, your fast lane, and have them all working together. And that is the biggest, I mean, that at the end of the day goes into our business model. And just to be transparent, real, what that is. If I'm going to shove that down your throat, no, I'm not that type of person. I'm very value first. I'll ask you, do you want it? If you don't, I'll come back and maybe ask you later if I really think that you're the type of person you're constantly looking at this and that and all these types of things that show that you want it. But at the end of the day, I want to show that, hey, listen, there's value in online marketing. This method works. I'm the person to show it to you, and just prove the worth at the end of the day. So anyways, that's all I got to say about that. But you know my intention. I want to see you successful, because if I can get you successful, I can get you to reinvest into your own business, which is going to help you. And of course, along with that, it's going to help me. And I think that's, at the end of the day, how all of our businesses need to work. We impact people in a positive way. They profit from it, whether it's their health or whether it's anything, and we profit and we get rewarded from it as well. Thanks, Scott. We'll sleep on before deciding. Will the offer an email? Will I see an offer in email? Yes, you will, brother. You'll see all kinds of emails until you buy it. I'm here. I already bought. Just going to stay as long as you keep talking. I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, so listen, guys. I mean, I don't see any other questions. There's about 50 of you still on. I'm cool to keep talking, even if it's not something specific on this. I got about 9 minutes. I got about 9 or 10 minutes before I got to go. I actually got a group session. I got a group session around 5 o'clock. All right, we got another 9 people. That's cool. Sorry. So, anyways, any other questions? Or have I bored you out by this point? What's Devani saying? Hold on. Devani. Can I go? I have a call. Of course you can go, Devani. It's all good. Enjoy the thunderstorm. Thanks so much. You've done a wonderful job being here today. Listen, guys, I'm going to close that off. I don't see anything else here. Just one last question. Was this valuable for you? Was this present? Is there anything that I could have done better to explain a certain part? Is there something I could have done to convince you a little further? I'd love to know if there's something that I could have done, a little bit better to help you and that type of thing. Scott, I sort of asked you this, but if you're willing to keep talking, I really don't want the answer no here, so I can't go full on IGTV. the Infinite Business Growth Program right now. I hope to soon, but I can't today. I will be implementing the 7-day funnel this week. The thing is, I need to immediately progress beyond that in the next 2 to 3 weeks. What is your short-term advice on that? I don't know. I'm pretty sure my short-term advice on that is just buy the Infinite Business Growth Program, but I realize that's not a reality. By the way, you can get in on that for 4 payments of $597, or 3 payments of $797, or you can come to the webinar tomorrow, and I think there might be a special deal there. So if you want it, I'll send you the link. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So, anyways, where was I going with that? I mean, like, I know you can implement quickly, Jonathan. My biggest thing is that there's just, essentially, okay, so at the end of the day, all you're implementing to go from this to the slow lane and fast lane is you have to have some type of conversion metric in the fast lane. So, meaning you have to have a way to turn leads into customers, right? Just like this, right? So whether it's a strategy call, whether it's a webinar, whether it's whatever, it doesn't really matter. So that's one. That's in your fast lane. In your slow lane, you have something that's medium obligation that can create some intimacy with somebody, right? And then you essentially just need to use some behavior tracking to track people from sidewalk to slow lane to fast lane. And that's, I mean, like at the end of the day, that's what we teach in the Infinite Business Growth Program. I mean, it's curated, it's structured, and that type of thing. I don't know how much, honestly, I don't know how much I can actually tell you in terms of step-by-step on that, because there's a lot of detail inside of how all that type of stuff works. And I realize, you can't afford it right now, but I don't know, maybe 7 days from now, you'll see how much value is in there, and you'll be like, yes, you know what, let's do it. And I know I already got you to break your promise that you were going to buy any programs this year. So, let's do it once more. I probably shouldn't have said that, but anyways, I enjoyed the fact that I got you to break that one. Do you make any kind of consultancy? No, I don't do one-on-ones. I don't do any one-on-ones. Anything that I do is in a group setting. I was doing one-on-ones, but I've stopped doing them. You probably couldn't pay me enough money to want to do a one-on-one at this point. Just simply because of the fact that my goal is to impact 100,000 entrepreneurs by January the 1st, 2018, which means 100,000 entrepreneurs will need to have used successfully our SSF method of lead generation. And I can't do that one person at a time. And regardless of the fact that I can easily charge $50,000 for 4 months of working with somebody, no problem there by any stretch of the imagination. I don't have the time, and I don't have the want to do it, to be honest with you. And everyone's going around being like, I have high ticket offers and all these different types of things. Me personally, I'm not a coach. I'm not a good coach. I'm a really shitty coach. And I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at. And coaching is one of the things that I'm horrible at. Because I'm a very driven person. I'm a very A-type person. And when someone says they're going to do something, I expect them to do it. And when they don't, I treat them as if the same expectations I have of myself, which are very, very high. I set the bar for myself very high, so I don't do any consulting or anything like that. I tried it. It was successful from a perspective of my customers or my clients were successful, but I was in that world for a long time in traditional advertising as well as web development. And I never ever want to go back there. It's not the business I want to create. But thank you for asking. So, all right. I see Aaron got issues with people trying to get payments. Guys, see you later. You're going to have the chance until Sunday to get this. Of course, the extra of the group session is now going to be gone. If you want to get it the last 5 minutes, go for it. If not, we'll be tagging you as a different way in our email system, so you won't get the invite for that. One last one here. Just before I do that, what is the issue with the payment?
Can you do 3 payments on PayPal?
Yes, we can.
It's not showing up in the card.
We can get a custom one if they need it. We can do a custom payment.
Okay, well, let's figure that
All
out.
right, cool. My challenge is I'm launching a coaching program. I know it's valid because I worked in the industry and a pain point. Can you get their phone number? I'll just give them a call. I know it's valid because I worked in the industry and the pain point is completely unreal. My first priority is putting together the program. It requires outstanding workload. I'm putting the team to deliver. So focusing funds in that direction. But I also know this, I need this program to get started. All right, so Angela. Okay, so here's my advice real quickly because I do want to wrap up, and because I only do have 30 minutes before my next group session for people in the Infinitus Business Growth Program. So here is the dealio on what you're doing there. You need to generate leads before you actually launch if you're at the situation where you're at right now. If you can launch with actual leads in a lead generation system, it is a perfect place to be able to continue to nurture them. And when you launch, actually have leads right from the get-go. Because if you're putting together a program, or here's the other thing, you can launch the program before you actually even have it, completely done. That's how I launched the Infinitus Business Growth Program in April. I pre-sold $30,000 worth, started it 4 weeks later, pre-sold another, I think 55, 60,000. And within 2 months, we had a $100,000 business overnight. And I was actually developing the program while we were going with it. You know what I mean? Now, I was lucky enough that I still had an agency that was generating, somewhere between $80,000 to $100,000 a month. That was paying for pretty much all of our core expenses as we're killing the agency and bringing this business model up. But you got two options there: A, nurture people, so you have 500 people to start out with, and you can get some strategy calls right from the get-go. So you bring all those people onto a webinar when you start, and boom, you have your first 24 people to actually work with. Which is Julian I told you about. He was the first person. He was this person. I assume. Yeah, Julian. So he had an Amazon program, and he launched it. And he got 24 people in his program in 2 webinars. And his program was pretty, wasn't inexpensive by any stretch of imagination. So anyways, that may be something for you. At the end of the day, it's up to you. If I were in your shoes, I'd want to maximize my ability to, launch on day one. And I never want to take any risk. Whether or not, just give me a second. Sorry, guys. So, anyways, what was I even talking about there? Yes. So, anyways, Angela, totally up to you. If I were in your shoes, I would want to have some leads starting out instead of waiting until all of the cards are in a row. I have a database of 1,000 of influence. What I need is people to help deliver, but I haven't put the team together yet. Thanks for the great informative webinar. Yeah, exactly. So it sounds like you have your ducks in a row there, Angela. If you ever need any help, more than happy to help you. All right, guys, that is it. See you later. Thank you so much. I appreciate you staying here for, 2.5 hours. You are rock stars. If there's anything that I can improve upon, you got any questions, you have until Sunday at 9 p.m. in order to get in on the program. If you have any questions at all, just hit the email, and either myself or somebody from the team will make sure you have all of your questions answered. With that, be great. Stay limitless. Bye.